No news is snooze. I am your host, Alex Wagner, and this is part 2 of our election coverage tonight, guys. Lindsey Graham's sister just advanced to the runoff, and Francesca is on her way to victory. Right now on our portfolio of $5 on American politics, we are currently leading with $13.18. We are up 894%. Let's get into part 2 of our election night coverage tonight, everybody.
Everybody gets hit.
No news. He's news. No news. He's news. Left.
Everybody gets hit.
It's like Hamilton.
Everybody gets hit. No news.
Woo!
It's news. No news. It's news.
Who will be president in 2028? We have 819 days until election.
Who's winning?
And JD is still retired here, so we got Marco Rubio with 14 wins. We have Gavin Newsom with 22 wins. We have John Ossoff with 1 win. Welcome, comrades. Welcome back, Gun. And AOC in that 4th spot. Remember, guys, you can throw a $5 super chat down, add your person to the poll of the day, or $10, remove somebody from the poll of the day. The poll starts now. The show starts now. Part 2 of election coverage starts now.
Who's lying?
Hey. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see if we got any news real quick. Let's pull back up on the news real quick.
Roasted tonight.
All right.
No news is news.
Another trial update. Jurors at Luigi Mangioni's state murder trial will remain anonymous to avoid intimidation, a Manhattan judge ruled Tuesday. Mangione supporters have already tried to intimidate witnesses. The jurors' identities will be shielded from the public through attorneys will still receive the necessary information.
Everybody gets hit. No
Woo! Rubio will catch up Newsom quickly. I know he's going to, right? He's got that 14 now. 14 now from Mr. Rubio. We'll see what these super chats do, though. As we start getting into these super chats, it's going to get wild with the poll of the day.
Welcome to No News is News.
Woo! All right, guys. Part 2 of election coverage. The jurors' identities will be shielded from the public through attorneys, though attorneys say they still will receive necessary information to evaluate them during selection. Most New York juries are not anonymous, but the practice is not uncommon in high-profile cases like Mangione. An anonymous jury was also used in Trump's 2024 hush money trial in Manhattan and in the trial of Daniel Penny. The man acquitted of the fatal choking of homeless man in New York City subway car. Election update. Senator Darlene Graham, sister of Lindsey Graham, has advanced in South Carolina GOP Senate runoff. We are waiting to see who will be the second candidate to qualify. And in our portfolio, everybody, we put $5 against Hong in Wisconsin, and we put $5 on Lindsey Graham's sister. Right now, our portfolio is up $3 full dollars. We are up right now, people. We are up 870% for our American candidates tonight, everybody. Let's get back into the Kornacki cam and what's going on with the live stream here on Election Night Part 2. Thank you all for joining. No news is news. Let's get it going.
10%.
Double tap. Hit that like button, y'all.
The Graham is the one we want.
Graham was getting 24%.
Yeah.
And the election day vote, Graham is getting 27%.
Yeah.
Norman is getting 52%.
Hey, get 3 more.
It's that trend where she's doing a few points better. He's off 2, but he's on pace with half the vote still to come in York County to get half of the vote left in York County, maybe a little bit more than half of it, right? Whereas like in Horry County, which is the big part of Fry's district, he's got a third left and he's running, his election day vote's probably what, high 30s here? So he's not squeezing
he's not gonna
as
come
much
in
out of
It's going to be
Horry
Fry.
as Norman is out of York.
Whoa, Norman's actually going to get it.
Now, in Spartanburg, Spartanburg is just, this is a big county for Norman, and it's now getting close to complete. He's not going to get much more out of here, but he's been running in the high 30s here. So what Norman has to look forward to, this is the big thing that Norman has to look forward to. And can you tell me, Adam, what the expected vote is in Greenville?
Greenville, we have it at 47,000.
Okay, so, and we're at 45,050.
We're about
63,
6,500. Yeah.
6,500. Okay, so we think we got 40,500 left. If we say that Norman runs a tick below, this is just guessing here, based on what we're seeing. If he runs a tick below, say at 37%, right? Okay. 37% of the remaining, he could get 15. Say he gets 15,000 votes out of here, right? And look at where Fry is. Let's say Fry got 10% of the remaining, and that might be a little generous. Yeah. So I think in Greenville, with what's left, Norman over Fry could have a net of like 11,000. A net margin of 11,000. That would be my back of the envelope guess here for what's left in the biggest county in the state. Is
Not
that
much.
see this margin? Look at this. This margin
Not
between
much.
Norman and Fry right now, which sits
3,000.
at 3,002 votes, right? 3,002 statewide. I think.
All right, guys, we are 25 minutes away from Hong, and we are up by $3. Let's go back to Peter Navarro and the conspiracy that Donald Trump was. There was a coup set up in the 5th month of his first presidency by the FBI.
As well. And then if you go one step deeper at the agent level, you've got a guy named Stephen Soma. He was identified anonymously as Case Agent 1. He's the guy that totally screwed up the FISA warrants on Carter Page. There's another guy, Joseph Pienka. And then there's a guy who's very special to me in the worst kind of way, Walter Giardino. Walter Giardino. These are all FBI agents. Giardino was the guy who did that circus arrest of me and my beautiful wife at Reagan Airport when they could have just asked me to report down for the arrest. They made it a big circus. But what's important about Giardino is that I call him the Forrest Gump.
Remember, this guy was put in prison by these people, so he would come out here and do this.
But in other operations like Crimson River, Arctic Frost, everywhere you see his footprints. And so what we have here is a very clear case of an FBI out of control. We need to look at all of the documents now. They have to be unredacted. That's the next step that has to take place. And these people need to be held to account because this was nothing more than an attempted coup d'etat. They couldn't stop his election. That was pure election interference prior to the 2016 election. But they didn't quit. They didn't stop. They kept going after him. And as we know from the Mueller report, there was nothing there. The Russia hoax was indeed a hoax. So I want everybody out there in America.
Michael says in the chat, hopefully South Carolina doesn't count votes like California. That's exactly right. Tonight, guys, we will actually get some really concrete, simple fucking voting processes from the state of Wisconsin and the state of South Carolina. However, when it comes to Minnesota, get ready for the pipes to burst.
Understand that FBI, under the control of deep state people inside there, did totally outside the box, irresponsible things that in my judgment constitute treason and an attempted coup. They need to be held accountable. I'm calling for Senator Chuck Grassley's committee. He's doing a great job. He needs to get these people subpoenaed.
Guys, we checked in last week on Senator Grassley. He's in his 47th year as a congressman, and he actually shook hands with Eisenhower.
Immediately. And Jim Jordan, who's not doing a good job, I don't know what Jim's doing over at the House Judiciary,
Heyo.
but he's certainly not digging deep on the weaponization
Damn.
or the election fraud, he needs
Going
to
at
get
Jim
off
Jordan?
the wrestling mat and get on the thing. So
there's hope for
with
Illinois,
that,
yeah.
I'll take
Right.
a few questions. Please
Someday.
do me a favor. Hang on. We'll do this. Okay, be patient.
If we
But,
can get rid of
we're
Hong,
not
there might be
going-
hope for
we're
Illinois.
not going
That's
off
for sure.
on wild stuff. Okay, we're going to talk about this and just stay with the release of the documents. So we'll go to you, sir.
Have you spoken to the president about these findings, and has he asked you to spread the word?
Executive privilege. Okay, and just as a rule, whenever I talk to the president or not talk to the president, that's not for public consumption. I can tell you that if you just simply look at the president's statements, he wants, as Steve Bannon says, action, action, action. We're, I don't know, 16 months into this administration, and we really haven't seen anybody short of Dr. Strangelove Bolton held to account. But these people that I'm naming, they need to be held to account, sir. Okay, who's next?
Especially as he was already arrested. Like, he was put in prison for this shit.
Jim, look, Jim didn't lift a hand in my case or Steve's case. He hasn't
Facts.
done anything on the weaponization. Of the
Yeah,
Justice
attack Jim
Department.
Jordan.
I
Let's
don't know
go.
what
I like
he's
it.
doing at that committee. He's done some things that arguably needed to be done, but there's nothing more important than election integrity. He's not doing anything on that. There's nothing more important than getting a just.
Guys, make sure you double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe. $5 super chats, put somebody's name in the poll of the day. $10 super chat, remove somebody's name from the poll
How
of the day.
many
Let's
did Norman
go.
get? Does it say?
9,886.
And how many did Fry get?
2,700.
2007. So right. So that is 71. So we said we thought Norman could net an 11,000 more total out of Greenville. Right there is 7,100. So he absolutely, and there's still a third to come. Oh, I mean, should I? I mean, I think that's. I don't. Where is Fry overcoming that? I mean, that's
He's
more
not.
is going to
It's
more
gonna be
of what just
Norman.
happened. Look at
It's
that.
gonna be
Look what just
Norman.
happened with that.
It's
Norman
Norman.
now opens up a 10,000 vote. Almost 10,200 vote advantage over
And
Fry.
the polls said that Graham was going to win, but barely, and that Fry would be right next to her. The polls are wrong again, people, as 6% more vote for Norman than Fry.
With that update. And there is more to come. He's 50%, we said, with the election day vote. With still a little bit he can get out of Spartanburg. Where on earth is Fry answering that? Now, look, he got another update out of Ori, right? They've been coming in these 10% batches, but now 3/4 of the vote is there in Ori. Fry could knock a couple with what's left in Ori. Fry could knock a couple thousand off that. He's more than 10,000 votes behind right now. Charleston. There's a lot to come in Charleston. Like we said, I'm looking for places where there's sizable, populations here, sizable, vote pools. But even where there are, Fry has to be doing something like that. That's the only way he can get back in this. Look at Beaufort. Fry's not even. Beaufort's running behind Norman. Richland. So far, no indication there of any separation between Fry and Norman. Fry has to have separation right there. Lexington, none at all. They're almost tied. Aiken, as we say, now we're up to almost 80% in Aiken. That was a mirage earlier, and again, I apologize, we had that glitch in our system. Nothing like what we saw earlier in that glitch result is what's actually happened. Fry, you want to call that separation? It's not even 400 votes. He's more than 10,000 behind statewide. The upstate, wow, for Norman, it's the district that he represents in Congress kind of is more like this, okay? The 5th district.
He's not even
is
getting his
extending
own
outside
district.
of his district. We're saying which of these two candidates, okay? The
Yeah,
7th, the
Fry
5th.
is gone,
Fry in the
bro.
7th, Norman in the 5th. Who's going to make the big incursion outside their district? That's why when that false alarm came in from Aiken, that's why I got so jazzed up, because I said, oh my gosh, Fry just did it. No, Fry did not do it in Aiken. Norman is doing it in Greenville. And Greenville isn't just any county. Greenville is the single, we think, biggest vote-producing county in the state. So not only is Norman putting up numbers like this within his congressional district, okay, right?
Ladybug's sister already
this is
advanced.
part of his district too. He's actually running. He's running in second here, but he's also running more than 2-1 ahead of Fry. Outside of his district, he's doing this, right? Outside of his district, he's doing this. Outside of his district. Outside of his district. I don't see this maroon shade for Fry. All of this is inside the 7th congressional district. If this were a United States senator to represent the Petey region of South Carolina, Fry would be in great shape right now. He's basically sweeping his congressional district. But this is United States senator statewide. He has not made any incursions.
So he got everybody in his district, but he got 0 people outside of the district.
Outside of his district. Norman's making.
He's not even at the runoff.
He's doing it in just a vote
Congressman
rich
loses
of the upstate. That's a very significant thing that has just sort of revealed itself here. Margin now for Norman over Fry sits at 4.2 points. Statewide, that's just under 10,000. Again, I think that had gone over 10,000. I think it came under because of that update from Ori. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right. So you're getting sort of the remnants of Fry's district right here that are keeping that number. But it just, there's more to come here than there is here. Okay? And what's coming here, look at that split. Look at that split between Norman and Fry. And look what it already is. So,
all right. Well, it doesn't really matter because Mrs. Lindsey Graham advanced. We're going to get back to Mr. Kornacki, but let's go back to Peter Navarro for a few minutes here. This is the deep-rooted conspiracy theory by Peter Navarro that he has apparently discovered that there was a coup on Donald Trump's presidency 5 months into his first presidency.
Justice system in this country that serves the people and is not used as a weaponized system to put people in prison.
Be back in 1 second, guys. Stay with us.
You can't.
Election night coverage. All right.
Expectation upon you and the president through the new attorney general?
No. I was honored to be at the closed swearing in yesterday. I consider Todd Blanche to be one of the finest individuals, personally and professionally, I ever met, and I can say that he's in very good hands, and we're going to see great things from Todd Blanche. Next question. Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask a question on the economy, sir?
But let's do this first, and then I'll come back to you. Yes, ma'am.
Who specifically do you think Congress should call in for sworn testimony, and what specific questions that still need answers do you think they should prioritize?
Well, I'd start with Priestap, because he's the guy who set out the opening communication. So you can go from Priestap and back to the predicate that came from, we don't know who. We need to identify that, but Page and Strzok were part of the operation where that came from. And then you just run down the line. I mean, I think subpoenas should go out to everybody I named, every single person that I named on that list. Yes, sir.
Is there anything in the newly released documents that shows any sort of political motivation here? Is there any evidence that these folks knew these allegations were, I guess, a hoax in your words, but went ahead with the investigation anywhere? Is there any concrete evidence of that?
Yes, absolutely. We know Page and Strzok had a pact to make sure that President Donald Trump would never get elected, and they were fruit of the poison tree, right? Remember what I'm telling you, sir. The predicate, in the law, when you lay the predicate, that everything else follows from that. The predicate came from the Crossfire Hurricane operation, which Page and Strzok were really important parts of. And I think it's pretty common knowledge that everybody I mentioned there is hardly a rabid Republican Trump supporter. Those people have clear biases that are reflected in a FBI that through the Biden years really exposed itself. I mean, sir, they hid this stuff, okay? They sat on this stuff.
Right. I get that, like, they sat on this stuff, they hid this stuff, but, like, also the man asked you if you had any proof, and that's what you say is they hid this stuff. They hid this stuff. Yeah, but, like, the proof, bro?
And why? and now we got it out. Okay, what else? Yes, sir.
I have one question on the economy that I can ask in a moment.
Yeah.
Duffy, $5. Throw that fucking super chat in. We can add Messi to the poll.
Stay on this.
You mentioned the
$5 super chat. Anybody you want to the poll of the day. Help support the channel. Keep us independent.
That's always up. It's always up to the president. That's not my. That's not my lane.
Do you have
as
an
they
opinion
say.
about her staying in as U.S. attorney?
I do not. No.
How's Jerry?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jerry, come here.
Well, any
here.
weaponization?
I guess
Come here.
what unanswered questions
Yeah.
do you still have? You mentioned a Dane being redacted. That seems sort of.
Well, okay. Let's see. Let's first of all, I want to know who laid that predicate. Okay, because they don't identify the person when pre-stop does his opening communication, which you can read. Just go to the whitehouseintegrity.gov. Whitehouseintegrity.gov, you can find all this stuff. You go there, and he cites an unnamed person or persons, and we need to know who that is. And it may well be Page and Strzok, and if it's Page and Strzok, that's even worse because we know that they had a biased agenda. The Inspector General said that right in the Inspector General's report. Okay, so let's shift gears now. We'll do a little economy. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, I was wondering if you could talk about what kind of briefings and information the president is getting on the economy that's basically leading to him constantly talking about it being a golden age, an A-plus economy, even though a lot of Americans seem to be feeling the pinch, are frustrated, and expressing all.
Well, let me push back a little bit. I mean, the president on down, whether it's Scotty or Kevin, myself, Howard Lutnick, Jamison Greer, we all understand that.
We're going to get back to Mr. Peter Navarro, but first let's jump back into the Kornacki cam. Let's see what's going on in the election night coverage, guys.
Look,
Remember,
this is
Lindsey
a
Graham's
two-week
sister advances.
campaign.
And it looks like we just got the announcement now. Lindsey Graham's sister advances and will fight off Ralph Norman, who is not who the polls said was going to win that, guys. The polls had Congressman Russell Fry coming real close to potentially beating Graham. And instead, Graham advances with 32% and Ralph Norman 24% advances in the South Carolina primary.
Or do most of the leaders in the party say, okay, this Graham performance, it's convincing, it's satisfying, we want to get on board? Does the party strongly unite behind her and really put Norman at a disadvantage? That's where the drama and that's where the action shifts right after this result goes final.
And a lot of that will come down to who finishes third and fourth and where they take their voters, right? What are we seeing from the numbers below Graham and Norman here?
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, Russell Fry, he's the congressman here, sort of from the Myrtle Beach area. You could see the district that Russell Fry represents in Congress because it's the only part of the state that he won. That dark maroon color is Russell Fry. He swept his congressional district. Okay, what does Fry just say? He's one of those people you got to look for in the next 24 hours. Maybe tonight. What does he say? Does he come out and say, okay, I want to congratulate Darlene Graham on finishing first, and now I'm getting behind her? Or does he say, I want to congratulate Graham and Norman, and I'm Team Norman? Or does he say nothing? Does he stay neutral? But we saw this.
He's not going to fucking
governor's primary.
God, they really hope that the establishment can just stay the establishment, don't they? He literally endorsed Darlene Graham because she's not the establishment.
Carolina.
Like, he doesn't want people like, oh no, he's gonna switch and he's gonna endorse Ralph Norman now. Okay.
In the preliminary, who did not have Donald Trump's endorsement, got all of the other movement to Norman, or will it be consolidation to Graham?
Yeah, that was such an interesting case, and yet this one, the dynamic, I guess from an outsider's perspective, we're not in South Carolina, but you know, it really boils down to. Are voters here choosing to respect what they see as the legacy that Graham left behind? Are they responding to the president's endorsement? There are a lot of factors here, and I'm not sure if the numbers from tonight can, I don't know, give us a peek at how things might go there. But do you see anything notable coming out of some of the early vote or some of the votes that we saw today coming in?
I mean, it's almost like looking at art. It's a question of interpretation, right? I mean, we were looking at Darlene Graham and saying, you know, she doesn't have any history in elected office. She herself was not really known to almost anybody before the last month or so. Obviously, the family name is a familiar one. Lindsey Graham had his own, you know, sort of issues with parts of the Republican base famously throughout his political career. So there's certainly mixed feelings among Republicans, historically about the Graham family name. So nobody really quite knew what to expect from her as a candidate. With Trump's endorsement too, obviously hugely helpful to her. But what does that mean when you're looking at about a third of the vote in a crowded, competitive primary here for somebody with that kind of a background? Is that an impressive showing? Does that inspire confidence? I think that's why I'm saying these next 24, 48 hours are so interesting because everybody's going to get to look at this piece of art and render their interpretation, and then that will kind of decide what the tone is for this runoff.
Art is in the eye of the beholder. Steve Kornacki, thank you so very much. Let's go to NBC News.
Okay, so 7 minutes. Why don't we catch our breaths? Congratulations to Darlene Graham and Ralph Norman. We will probably just check in to see how those numbers land at the end of the night. And folks, we are now 6 minutes and 37 seconds away from Wisconsin. So let's tee that one up and get ready and tell you what we're expecting.
This is our next one, guys. Can we get it?
And let me
we
get
got Lindsey Graham. Can we get David Crowley elected tonight, guys?
Connecticut won.
We have not.
Win me $100. Come on, baby.
But the trend that we looked at earlier is continuing.
Okay, so John Larson is in bad shape in Connecticut 1. I want to just look at this, so I'm ready to kind of go here.
We're still up $2.08 on our overall portfolio, guys.
When the polls close in
570% up.
It can be a little slow to get going, though it will. I think we'll get a pretty good chunk here in the first hour or two. And again, I think the thing I want to say on Wisconsin is just the range of possibilities here. Nobody really knows what to expect when these polls close. We know the dynamic.
All right, guys. So the polls are going to close in 5 minutes. Let's jump back into Peter Navarro and his theory that the FBI was trying to do a coup on Trump 5 months into his first presidency. But actually, he's not even on that anymore. He's just talking economy now for a minute.
Inflation and problems that are creating hardship for Americans. We understand that, okay? But we also understand that the media is doing a very, very
double tap, hit that like button, y'all. Hit subscribe.
The really strong efforts we have been making and showing fruits on implementing basically the Trumpnomics policies that we did very well in the first term, and we're doing even better this time. So I would urge you all, if you're on the economics beat, to follow my columns in Real Clear Markets. Every time a major report comes out, I have a column up there. I also have videos on this. But if you simply walk through the policies first, if you look at, for example, tax policy, the relevant one here is the big beautiful bill, 100% expensing of building factories here. And then you look at the second issue, which is the fair trade. The signature there are the tariffs, which are bringing onshore both dollar investment from foreigners, so they build it here to avoid the tariffs, but also indigenous investment here amongst domestic. And then you've got the deregulation part. Lee Zeldin's doing a great job. Russ Vought over at OMB is doing a great job. And you cover all four the issues. And so what we're seeing in the data is basically on the jobs blue-collar front, we're seeing first the money's coming in. We're getting just an enormous burst of construction jobs. And when you get construction jobs, building factories, you get manufacturing jobs, and we're starting to see that. So about 6 months ago, the ISM Manufacturing Index, 0 to 100 diffusion index, as they say, anything over 50 indicates manufacturers expanding. It was below 50 going back to April 22nd in the Biden years, and it started going above 50 6 months ago with a trend up.
Shoots, don't spam. Just say it once, my guy.
The employment component of it went up. So that's like incredibly good news. If you look at the inflation data, one of the brightest spots is the dramatic fall in housing and rent. And that's a fifth horseman of prosperity. Our closed, secure border policy basically has deportations. People are leaving this country. When you had 20 million people coming in over a 4-year period across our borders, that's 20 million people you got to have housing and shelter for. And not surprisingly, it drove up rents and housing prices, particularly in the blue sanctuary cities area. We're seeing that come down dramatically. It's coming down the slowest where we think sanctuary cities, but that's going to be a real boon, and that's going to keep trending down. And then with respect to other components in the CPI and PPI, we take a very micro approach to it. I'll give you a flavor of just two things, like beef and scallops, right? This is how we think. We go like one thing at a time, right? So on the scallops front, I helped pen an executive order which will resolve this absurdity. I don't know if you know your geography, but the Georges Bank is off the New England coast. It's one of the most fertile fishing areas in the world, and it's split with a border between Canada and the United States. And under the Biden rules.
Okay. We'll get back to him in a minute here. Let's go back to Kornacki at the top of the hour for Wisconsin, guys. Ken Francesca
today in person.
Here we go.
We expect those to be the closest between these candidates, right? The votes that were cast by mail in July
40
or any
seconds
other
away.
time, and the votes that were cast early. Generally in these counties, it's going to be a mix of those things. There are some big exceptions. The biggest one to tell you about is that the city of Milwaukee takes all of its early votes,
500%, guys.
and releases
Still
it generally
up
at the very end of the
500%.
night. So that could come into play too. But I think if past is prologue, 20 seconds till poll closing, one of the first significant counties to report is going to be Waukesha County. You know Waukesha County and its importance in statewide elections in Wisconsin, big suburban county outside Milwaukee. They reported a big chunk of vote about 15 minutes after poll close in 2024. Polls are now closed in Wisconsin. We wait for this thing to light up. I have here. We're going to rely on this tonight. I'm using.
Let's go.
A lot of what I'm using here is the
take
Bernie
down the
Sanders,
commie.
Joe
Give me
Biden
$100 bucks.
2020 Democratic primary. A couple other things, but we've basically created benchmarks for both Crowley and for Hong based on getting 45% of the vote statewide. Remember, we said if 10% of the vote went to all these other candidates, then you need 45 to win.
Guys, we're going to get right into these results right now, but remember, double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe, become a comrade, hit that join button, become a comrade, get all the special perks, or throw a $5 super chat in the super chatter, and if you throw that $5 super chat in, you can put any name you want in our poll of the day. If you don't like somebody that's winning our poll of the day, $10 speaks volumes. Remove somebody from the poll of the day. Those are the rules. Francesca Hong, can she hold on? Long, longy, dong, dong, dong. Let's go.
The reverse is happening. It's going to take. It may take a little bit for this pattern to come into focus. It may.
Something wrong with Hong.
A more decisive result here tonight.
Something wrong with Hong.
You could give us a. Yeah, more decisive result could give us an earlier answer. That's like a circular thing to say. But if it's like,
One flag on turnout right now.
Yeah.
We did raise the total expected vote in Wisconsin statewide, including 40,000 more votes in Dane County based on high turnout.
Wow.
Oh, so there's a huge high turnout in Milwaukee, guys. 40 extra thousand votes. Okay, here we go.
Total statewide expected now.
Here it comes.
The total statewide for the governor's race is 703.
Can you tell me what Milwaukee is? Milwaukee County?
122,000.
So that went up slightly. That's, and that's the other thing to again, anything that, we'll switch over to anything that comes in.
Nothing.
I always do this.
Nothing. We're in
This is the
fucking
biggie.
2 minutes in
This is
and
the
nothing.
biggie.
Madison, we
or
got to
so
have
votes
you show
probably
up,
coming out of
Madison.
Probably
We got to have you show up, Madison.
Too. What Adam just said is
As
very
somebody that's from
significant.
Illinois, let me say this right now. Madison, we need you to show up tonight. Milwaukee is fucking unhinged. And they're saying there's 40 extra thousand votes from them. But Madison, we beg of you, America needs you to show up tonight. Both the Republicans and the Democrats are really hoping that Hong gets it because she's the craziest candidate anyone's ever seen. But hopefully money doesn't talk tonight and we can have just a little bit of common sense. Vote for the black guy, guys.
Suggesting
Come on.
high turnout today,
go.
particularly in Dane. Dane is the place. Dane has got to be like
Still
the
nothing
epicenter for Hong, for her campaign. So that is an encouraging tidbit for them before anything, for her campaign, before anything actually comes in terms of results. But keep in mind, I think one theme we'll be stressing as these results come in tonight is keeping in mind what we saw in Michigan last week with Al Sayed, with his victory. Where did it come from, right? Remember, we spent so much time talking about like East Lansing, doing well in places where there were younger populations, younger median ages,
Actually, I'm a Buccaneers
colleges,
fan, from Chicago.
college areas, okay? Remember we were talking about Western Michigan with El Sayed? We were saying, why was he doing so well there? They were the counties that had the youngest median ages in the state. So we're going to be looking sort of for the same thing here tonight for Francesca Hong and Dane County, Madison, University of Wisconsin. That looms as just massive for her. But there's going to be other places, here too. Will look like La Crosse, young median age, in La Crosse, right there on the Mississippi River. We'll look at Stevens, University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, Portage, young median age. There's going to be places that have like branches of the state university, smaller cities with younger median ages, young professionals. Those are places where she needs to be doing really well too. Meanwhile, for Crowley, it's not just Milwaukee County, those WOW counties they call them, right? Like, Waukesha, right? Washington, Ozaki,
Green Bay.
Ozaki, very wealthy, super educated, high income suburbs outside Milwaukee. These are the places where the Stop Hong side wants there to be like flood election day turnout. They're hoping these are the places that in the last week, that alarm that was sounded by the establishment about Hong's electability would resonate in these places. And that's why I said, if Waukesha does give us that first initial update, why I think it's so key. Waukesha is a big puzzle piece. It's not as big in the Democratic primary.
No results out of Wisconsin yet, but we will be back to Kornacki in a minute. Let's go back to Peter Navarro for a minute here.
The Canadians could go and harvest scallops on their side of the Georges Bank on the northern edge, and they get, if they can get the numbers.
Be back in 1 minute,
like
guys. Election night coverage all night.
Pounds or tons, you can fact check. It's one of those. It's a lot. It's a lot. But what's interesting about it, they were taken from the Georges banks just about the amount we import from Canada, driving up our trade deficit, and and we couldn't take scallops on our side of the Georges banks. That's crazy stuff. So what the executive order does is set in motion a process where we're working with the Department of Commerce, which is and NOAA, which is in charge of all that, and the New England Fisheries Council and all that, and we're going to go forward in a very environmentally secure way, and Americans are going to get millions more scallops, and prices will go down. That's how we do it. Now let me give you the cattle thing, because that's the hard one. We've done really well getting chicken prices down, egg prices down, and all of that. The problem with cattle is that we're in a global shortage of cattle and therefore beef. So we're fighting against not just a national trend, but a macro global trend. But one of the things that the Biden regime did, they actually had a war on cattle and red meat, okay? And it shows up in actual government documents. And forgive me, but it was about farts, cattle farts, to be exact, and the methane that cattle produce when they pass gas. And so the thinking in Biden land was, let's not eat red meat anymore, so let's kill off the cattle, so let's take away their grazing. And they did that. But the 25 million acres of grazing land really drove up the cost of a lot of American ranchers. So they did stuff like that. So I personally have worked really hard with Doug Burgum at Interior and Brooke Rollins at Agriculture, both very fine public service. We're opening that back up. But we've got a screwworm problem on the southern border with Mexico. We're working hard to get essentially a fruit fly solution to that. And the biggest thing, and this is really important, we have a cartel in beef processing. It's a 4-firm cartel that controls 85% of all beef processing. Now, what does that mean? It means they're in the middle of the supply chain. So they can screw the ranchers by paying them too little for the cattle, and that suppresses the cattle herd. They can screw the consumers by charging too much to the supermarkets. And it gets worse because 2 out of the 4 firms are Brazilian owned up to their neck with the Chinese. And what the Brazilian part of the cartel is, as any cartel will do, is they maximize their prices globally. And Americans are picking up the tab for that. So we're working hard at the Department of Justice on antitrust. We're working hard with Brooke Rollins at the Department of Agriculture, trying to essentially bring a whole new breed of small and medium-sized processors into the market to reduce the concentration. So my point to the American people is we have your back. We want the kitchen table to be a fun place to be, that you can have affordable meals. And we really take this at a granular level, one by one by one by one, and we're making progress. All right, next question. Do you have
on the Lindsey Graham bill that POTUS has supported, there is a 100% tariff, potential tariff on India. Considering there are negotiations that are going on at this point with India, does this further alienate the whole India-U.S. relationship and the trade deal?
So, I just might as well say this. During the as the Ukraine-Russia war has gone on, I guess 6 to 8 months ago, I think I wrote an op-ed in the Financial Times, which absolutely factually correctly pointed out that prior to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, India was not involved in the oil trade with Russia, but afterwards it got heavily involved and was selling a lot of refined products on behalf of Russia, which helped feed the war machine. And that issue has been resolved. Maybe I had a little bit to do with that op-ed, but I can tell you I got actually firebombed by the Indian continent on the internet with all sorts of nasty little attacks. And all I would say to you, don't do that. That's not how we resolve problems here in America. With respect to your question, the president and your prime minister have a very good working relationship. They are going to work that out amongst themselves, and it's not for me and a gaggle to get between that. All right, yes, sir.
Mr. Navarro, the president has said many times that he wanted to cut all trade with Spain after several...
Mike, welcome to the Mod Club. Don't abuse it or you lose it.
Again, I'm not...
And guys, just another reminder for our new mods in the club. If you are a mod, if I've given you mod access, 5-minute timeouts for anybody for any reason. If they're bugging you, if you're having a conversation, if you want to mess with them, whatever. 5 minutes, that's the max out. 24-hour timeouts only for spamming, billboarding, which is sending a bunch of random stuff or emojis or whatever, or if they're doing death threats in the live stream, guys. That's it.
Yeah, I when I come out to you, I come
Other than
with
that, let's
very
keep the free speech
specific
alive.
Things and
Welcome to the
news
Mod
that I
Club,
can talk
Mike.
about. So let's just leave it at that. I think I've given you a lot of things to think about.
On the tariff refunds?
What's that?
Quickly on the tariff refunds.
Let's go here.
Again,
This is the last
again
one.
on the sanctions, if the House passes the sanctions bill, would the president
them be?
Again, you don't do that. Don't ask me those kinds of hypothetical what the president's going to do. I don't do that. Okay. What I do is bring you really good fact-based stuff to write really good stories. So go write some good stories. Okay.
Ha! Facts. Facts, Peter Navarro. All right, let's get back to the Kornacki cam in Wisconsin. Let's see what's going on here, guys. Give you an update on our portfolio.
Something like that.
Oh my God!
I think this is going to be an important signal here. If we are indeed about to get a Waukesha update,
guys, we're up to $19.
Oh, okay.
We're up to $19. Yo, is he going to pull it off?
Again, what
America?
We're seeing communities transmitting vote, and
we're up 3,000% tonight, guys. We're pulling off the upset.
This needs to be a Crowley win, and it needs to be a pretty decisive one. I don't want to say too much at 2%, but I just say if you are looking at something like this at 20%, that is certainly in the realm of what I'm describing. But this is 2%. And one thing we saw when we broke down the Waukesha returns from November was it was sort of these small outlying towns.
$25, guys. We're up to $25 right now.
And what was the report there? I don't want to get off Waukesha.
It was another Jefferson report.
No, we just got a little bit in Wood just to show, Yeah, Wood here needs to be a Crowley win. We think I had it at a 10-point Crowley win for 45-45. Like the city of Waukesha came a little bit later in 24. We have more in Jefferson. I'll just toggle back there to see. We're landing at something close to, we're at 2/3 here. And I would say, for Crowley, those are
huge upset.
Numbers there, at least
huge upset right now.
County.
No way.
Man, this is.
Am I going to win $100 tonight?
I don't want to.
We're up 5,000%.
Adam, keep me honest.
Up 5,000%, guys. Come on. Oh, America, I love you. He's going to get rid of Hong.
Okay, so now this is starting to get a little more substantial here. Now we're up
only $125 to go, exactly.
And that Crowley number just ticked down too. That Hong ticked up to, but 44.30. Again, just to
8% in, and he's 44% of it, buddy. What you gonna say? Every fucking thing is dark blue.
Race to 45.
Oh no!
Crowley wanted to be at 49. Hong at 41 here.
Yo, they got that Michigan vote because of them fucking motherfuckers in Dearborn, but it is not a socialist revolution, y'all. This looks like it's going to be a big, huge upset and defeat.
Crowley make this a game, or was this going to be a Hong runaway? These are, if you're on the I want Crowley to make this a game bandwagon, these are provisionally encouraging numbers for you, but again, it's limited here. But I'm just, again, these are small. I don't want to get...
2750. 2750, y'all.
Jefferson's complete.
Let's keep it going.
Jefferson's complete.
And he won 40% of it.
Fast. And again,
I told you this is going to happen.
Benchmark.
Remember I said South Carolina and Wisconsin are not going to be problems tonight. It's not going to be like Michigan and Minnesota. It's going to be very, very quick. And look what's happening. It's a very quick and quick, like, goodbye. See you later, Hong.
It's saying,
we have no Milwaukee yet. No Milwaukee yet, though. I feel like I should sell because I know Milwaukee.
That works the other way, too. That's a 45-45 tie. That's each of them. Okay, Waukesha. I just want to, Adam, shout if anything is there. I said I have this little computer thing I worked up. I want to just try something here.
We are live right now with election coverage. And Francesca Hong is getting destroyed so far We have no Milwaukee vote, though. And remember, they just added 40,000 new votes to Milwaukee, saying there was a huge influx turnout they weren't expecting. So we will see what happens with that in the middle of the night. But right now...
We may get another Waukesha update in a minute.
Okay, yeah, I'm just trying to... I have this new thing I'm trying to...
Right now, it's looking like Francesca might lose this game. If she loses this, guys, this is crazy.
This is supposed to give me a projection.
Waukesha 8% in.
All right, we got
Waukesha 18. Waukesha, another update. Waukesha 18%. Crowley still leading. Oh my God.
Okay, I spent an hour on that and I just ruined it. All right, we're at about I mean, look.
26-32.
We thought to get to 45% statewide, okay? The rough thing we were saying Crowley wanted to get out of here was 49% of the vote. He's running 46.6, okay, with about a fifth of the vote in. Hong to be getting, to 45% statewide, we said wanted to be at 41 here. She's running well south.
29.
I want to say, though,
the independent vote is going to destroy her.
Numbers in the WOW counties, she can make up for it with
in Madison
bigger than expected turnout and bigger than expected numbers in Dane County. And we've already seen our estimated vote for Dane County rise.
It is a close call, guys.
Dramatically, okay,
close
in the
call.
advance of tonight. And so that's already one piece of it for her. And if she gets a bigger share than the benchmark we have for her there, that combination undoes a lot, if not all, the damage of missing numbers.
Let's go into our next little thing here. We'll be back to Kornacki with Francis Hong in a minute. Let's get into James Carville on Carville.
Orthodontics is pleased to announce that we're officially offering Invisalign for a limited.
This might be the reason why.
It remains to be seen. Leaning way too urban. The DSA is basically an urban-based political movement that would test the outer limits of the Democratic coalition. It remains to be seen.
James Carville.
It will manifest itself for certain in 2028 when Democrats nominate a presidential candidate.
But currently, they are winning elections now for this cycle. So
they won one.
Well, wait a minute. They're winning
primaries.
And they're also
winning some primaries.
On everyone
Thank
that they
you.
Win, but never any that they lose. And we will see what happens. At the end of the 26th cycle, but more importantly, in the 28th cycle, they're going to have to run somebody for president. Let's see how well they do.
There was a recent CNN poll that indicates that a third of Democrats now identify as Democratic Socialists. This is mostly led by young people, and by young we mean under 45.
There's a poll.
What do you make of that?
I think the media might be communist, guys. I think that might be what's going on here.
It's not just younger people; it's heavily younger white people, and you see that more and more. And I suspect it's something that you're going to continue to see. But
best Democrat ever. Facts.
Movement is mostly coming from educated younger whites. It has not had much of an effect yet in the black community.
True.
We'll see where it is going forward.
That's the facts with Michigan.
James Carville, you seem pretty dismissive of the Democratic Socialists. You just don't think it's that big of a deal?
Well, I don't know if I don't know. I can't say I'm dismissive about them. They got a nominee that they were behind in Michigan and one in Wisconsin. Whew. And they've won some races in New York.
The one in Wisconsin. Woo! That's what I'm talking about, guys.
Is going to be tested.
About to turn $5 into 125.
A couple of years, like it's never been tested before. It's going to be something.
Oh, baby, up to $34 now.
Maybe. 2028 will cause the two-party system to realign itself, or maybe we'll have more than two parties. I don't know, but
24% chance for Crowley now.
Keep everybody under the same.
Started at 2% tonight.
And Republicans have been calling Democratic Socialists communists. What do you think of that?
Instead of calling Democrats communists since the 1940s. And if I had the record of failure that they have, and understand how big of a failure that we're going through in this country. We're having an economic failure, the proportions of which are pretty significant. We've lost a war. I don't think there's much doubt about that. We've lost our allies.
Lost the war.
We're over $40 trillion in debt.
You can tell why Clinton loved him.
I don't know if I were a member of the Republican Party. I don't. How do you get up in the morning and look at yourself in the mirror? I really wouldn't know if I was in a party that had failed us colossally.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do you mean in the last 2 years? Because they certainly won the last presidential election.
I mean, since Donald Trump took office 11 years ago. Yeah.
Let me be clear. January the 20th, 2025. Donald Trump took office. The Republicans had complete control of the House of Representatives, the United States Senate, and the United States Supreme Court. We have had a bad 2 years, 8-9 months, really bad. And all of the sound and fury and distractions and democratic socialists and what about this and what about ism and who happened here cannot distract from the major colossal failure the United States is going through right now.
Well, I'm going to give you one more what about, and that's about Hassan Piker, who's a leftist streamer. And you've made news recently because you said if he remains a force in the Democratic Party, then you're out of here. So what would you like to add to that?
I don't have much to add. To my knowledge, he's never run for office before. The only thing he's ever run is his mouth. And I guess he'll just keep running his mouth.
Is James Carville going to run for fucking goddamn president?
Let's see how these elections go.
Let's see how these elections go. And with that said, guys, we're up nearly 7,000% with our bet on Dave Crowley today. Let's go back to the live feed. Too early to call, but he's winning 42% of the vote statewide right now, people. No Milwaukee and no Madison, Wisconsin in right now. But he is making it happen, it's looking like. We are up to $50 now, people. We are up to $50. We just turned $10 into $50 of American money with America. We're halfway there, people. 43% chance that Dave Crowley wins this election. I don't know if I believe him.
Okay.
Dude, like Milwaukee and Kenosha, Wisconsin have a deep population of deeply blue. And Crowley is right that these people come from the inner cities. Mike Landau in that second place spot, but it's looking like DeMuth, this woman, has 43%. There might be a runoff with Mike Landau, the little guy for governor for Minnesota. Governor Minnesota for the Democrat is clear winner Amy Klobuchar, 92%.
Small updates.
Potential My Pillow guy versus Klobuchar in Minnesota, guys.
It doesn't let you do the back area.
Flanagan only getting 53% of the vote right now in Minnesota, but 0.3% of the vote in. So there's nothing really big saying there. But right now, Dave Crowley up to 50. Dave Crowley is in the poll win. Dave Crowley is in the poll win. $63.
Out of gaming.
55. Holy crap.
This is, remember I said, this is like, I think.
Do I sell it now? Do I sell it now, people? Tell me. Tell me, chat. Do we believe in America, or do we think that Milwaukee's going to fuck us?
And there's Crowley.
Tell me, chat. Tell me, chat. Do we think we're going to pull this off, or do we think Milwaukee's going to fuck us? I've got $63 in the bank account. Do I sell it? Do I sell it?
Chunk of Dane, and we don't know.
Oh God!
Supposed to be okay.
Because I know more than these people. Madison. Oh my God! Dane County. Dane County. Bro, Dane County? Dane County? Bro is beating her in 5% Dane County? Bro is Madison showing up for America. Oh my God!
But I want to say it's supposed to be based on the benchmarks we're talking about. This is
Yo, we pulling it off tonight, boys.
County in the state.
We pulling it off tonight, boys.
Producer, biggest share of the huge turnout.
America!
Hong's benchmark that we established.
$64 right now. 55% chance of winning, they're saying.
45% of the vote statewide. We said Crowley probably wants to be hitting 37%.
Do I sell it?
In this first update, he's just over 37%. And the way this is running statewide,
$70 now.
Less than 45%.
$70 now.
This is a very, I don't know exactly where this is coming from in Dane. I want to see as more.
What do I do? What do I do?
Like this.
I know that it's.
Taking a look at the county
my
website
God.
and the precincts reporting, it doesn't look like there are precincts in Madison yet.
Yeah.
Yo.
A few precincts from Fitchburg and Sun Prairie and some around the county.
Okay, I mean, right. There's a lot of, it's a super, super liberal county. There are, well-to-do.
I'm going to say if we go back down to 25% odds of him winning, I will sell it. I'm gonna put a sale out on 25% for him winning. So if it goes down to 25% again, guys, we will cash out. But if not, right now he's at a 57% chance of winning 63% chance of winning the betting market right now. 61% chance, $70 in the bank account out of $10, guys. Missed opportunity for everybody else in the chat.
For him,
Come on. Should have thrown $100 down.
We've clicked on one yet that's
Let it ride
until
1 minute before the next hour.
We need to see more, and it may not be for this part of the county. These are all, I think, encouraging numbers.
Madison, he's pulling the Madison vote out.
Columbia 7.
Oh my God!
60. He's at 41 here.
Whoo boy!
They're not.
Don't be a pussy, let it ride. You're right. It's for the show, right? It's for the show. It's for the show. That's the thing. I believe in America. Mike is right. We need to keep this going. $72 and counting out of the $10. $5 on Lindsey Graham's sister. $5 on the black guy in Wisconsin. Destroying communism for America. Let's go.
Another Dane update.
We got Dane. Okay, that just flipped to Hong. Okay.
Fuck.
Now we're at. I think a double-digit, margin over Crowley here. This is.
What are you talking about?
These are. I think.
What are you talking about?
Overwhelming numbers. If you're Hong.
Yeah, they are. That was 20. They cut away from that immediately. In Dane County, they showed 20% of the vote in, and Hong was only up by less than 300 votes. That is Madison, Wisconsin. That is a major city with 40% of the vote in. Holy shit, guys!
So far.
This might actually happen.
As Dane, but it's
statewide. He is up by 6 points.
So now this is more in line. Okay, we said this was initially we got.
No, it's not in line. She's only winning by 200 votes. I'm keeping it. I'm letting her ride. I think these guys are going to manipulate it all night. I think we're going to win this, guys.
20% here.
I believe in America.
County Hong needs to be
I believe in America.
Now more vote has come in here.
And guys, I believe in America so much. Please throw down that $5 super chat. Help subsidize my fucking bad move if I don't sell this, because I feel like it's gonna potentially lose me $100. Right now I have how much in the bank? $82 in the bank. Oh, it's killing me. It's killing me. $10. Turning it into $84 in less than a fucking hour, guys. $84. But I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it strong all night. But if I lose this, if Hong wins, I need a true American to throw down a $5 super chat and help save me. But oh my God, $85 right now, guys. Crowley potentially building the biggest upset of all time.
She has taken the lead here again. Hong is not getting 54%.
I wanted to gather cow pies and chunk them at DSA members and free psychologists.
It's
some more
big campaign strategy. Shit on white people constantly in the state. 85% white. That's what I was saying. It's Wisconsin. It's Wisconsin. But again, we have nothing out of Milwaukee, and they told us that there's going to be 40 extra votes, 40,000 extra votes in Milwaukee, and we've got nothing out of Milwaukee yet. That's the one real fear I have. Can they pull off some real fucking manipulative shenanigans in Milwaukee and still give this to her somehow?
We say this could be a swing county, Kenosha. We're about half in Kenosha.
And she's barely winning again.
When I
this is not good for her.
Encouraging for Crowley.
$92, guys. $92.
From the standpoint of being competitive. And I think that was a
baseline 72% of winning.
Could he even be competitive? I think he's certainly answering that as an emphatic yes, but they're not They're low. They're very.
What's crazy is how the betting market goes, guys. Right now, Dave Crowley, there's 76% that Dave Crowley is going to be the next nominee. Darlene Graham, that is advancing to a runoff, there's only 74% shot.
Low,
That's how crazy the betting market is on this election right now, guys.
And so far, it's just a little bit.
77% shot.
Anything close to, we got half in Kenosha, significant, a little bit in Racine, 2/3 in Waukesha. Okay, we're still just at 7. Rock County, that's a pretty big one. Beloit, Janesville.
If it hits 80, I'm going.
To vote in here. And again, what did we think of this? Benchmark said Crowley should be outperforming Hong here.
$94.
He is outperforming Hong here by a few points. Richland County, it's just like a precinct. Sook County now up to 62. Crowley continues to lead there. Reset it. What does it all add up to? It adds up to a 5,300 vote advantage for Crowley. Nothing yet from Milwaukee County.
That's the scary thing.
What you see here in Waukesha, I think you can reasonably expect to see a version of here. I think you could probably expect to see here. Probably will be even worse for Hong in Ozaki than it is in Waukesha. 1/6 of the vote in statewide. Wow. Nothing yet in Brown.
75% shot of him winning.
The numbers, the best numbers, if you're looking at it from Hong's standpoint right now, the best numbers that you're seeing on this map, I think are numbers that put you just where you'd need to be. Wouldn't give you much margin for error.
No, at all.
They're numbers that say has a chance, but not numbers that say, certainly the idea that she was going to win this thing big or run away with it early, I think that's been settled.
Wowee!
If she's at just what she needs level / missing
the vote totals are very
places,
close. I know.
Again,
that's what's getting me scared. That's what's getting me scared, lunatic. Lunatic, that's what's getting me scared. Is I got $90 sitting on this right now. It's $90 right now. It's not. Wait, Dave Crowley back down to a 66% shot right now. Wait, 29% shot right now again. So they must have gotten something. They're going to get something here.
In parts of Dane County,
58% shot now.
On what she gets out of there.
And that's what I'm saying is, I think these people are they don't understand politics here. And if this does happen to me tonight, it happens, right? But I think that moving forward on election night, I'm going to have to outsmart these fools. Because when they just announced that went up to a 78% shot that he was going to win this election. He's back down to 50% now. But people get so hyped up, not even realizing there's nothing out of Milwaukee at all yet. What do we got now?
County light up while we were. All right.
Nothing yet. Still.
I don't think I did actually. So, the biggest pieces of real estate we have in are 1/3 of the vote in Dane. Again, what does that add up?
And also, people don't realize with betting markets that these aren't true prediction markets, because right now he's back down to a 44% chance with nothing happening. Why? Because everybody that isn't me sold their stock in her. Everyone that isn't me went, oh, well, I'm going to get my fucking money while I can, and sold their money out on Dave Crowley. I'm still sitting here with $50 in the account saying, Dave Crowley's going to come away with this, motherfuckers. Dave Crowley's going to come away with this, motherfuckers.
Kind of get margin from here. Crowley, the places Crowley's got to be looking are the WOW counties, certainly. The opportunity in Ozaki and Washington to get more there. And, Milwaukee, I think, can he win Milwaukee County?
If he wins Milwaukee County, it's over.
Political base versus, I think,
Reinstate
demographically
lunatic.
more friendly to Hong.
Lunatic, you've been reinstated.
In Dane County.
Please
Can he
don't
ever
be
keep
too
Dane County
lunatic-arian.
Because, again, you're looking at, Adam, maybe we can give folks a sense of this.
Or do you not want it? If you don't want it, I can take it back if you'd rather just say whatever you want to say.
How many votes do we think are left in Dane right now?
But I did give it back to you
Dane
if you
County,
want to be good.
Our estimate is 108,000.
108,000 left, right. So if you start getting precincts that are breaking, areas that are breaking for Hong dramatically, that's a big pool of votes, that she could use to overwhelm.
Got Milwaukee.
We just got Milwaukee.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh my fucking god! No, it's over!
City are we in?
It's fucking over! Are we in this city? Are we in this city? Are we in the city? 44%! And she's fucking losing in Milwaukee! Yes! America! We just won $100 today, boys, off of $5. Give me another retarded communist and I'll make it another $100. Let's go. Let's go. America first.
County.
America first, babe.
Oh, while Adam's looking at that, we got Brown County. Okay, we said now this is Brown County, Green Bay.
It's fucking over now. They're just drawing it out.
This is where Crowley needs to be winning.
Over.
Vote there. He's doing that. This is about what he needs to be doing. This is about what he would need to be doing.
Look at these hopeful motherfuckers. Only up at 61 right now. These hopeful motherfuckers.
That Crowley margin.
$70 now.
I sound a little more subdued. It's because there's a lot more to process with this one. This is like we had no expectations, and the range was like Hong wins this in a blowout right away to like
no fucking way
to this. This is
no fucking way, guys. No fucking way. No fucking way. The money.
It's
win Wisconsin.
I don't know if he's
win Wisconsin. Not in my house. Not in my house.
He's done a lot better than I think.
The city of Ron Johnson.
Adam, any idea on that Milwaukee?
Yeah, there's definitely results from inside Milwaukee. Not all results. I'm just trying to do a rough tally for what's been reported.
While you did that, I think we just got some Washington. Yeah, now now this is a little close.
It was that Thanksgiving comment that did it, bro. It was that Thanksgiving comment that did it. I'm telling you.
Ozaki
ain't nobody fucking with that.
Okay, we got a fifth of the vote in Ozaki. As I said, I think Ozaki would look like Waukesha and maybe a little bit more friendly for Crowley.
Destroyed.
Let's see what the remainder is. About a fifth of the vote there. But I mean, the opportunity here.
People showed up to vote against her.
The name of the game is to try to run up the score in these counties. A little low for him there in Washington.
She'll cry racism against a black man.
I think at least in that third of the vote. But that's a small.
Yo!
If you want to miss your mark a little bit in one of the wows, you would want to do it in Washington. And then Adam.
The comment there about her son was, that was a tough one.
Yeah,
that's a tough one to get past, Lunatic. You're right.
Proper,
that's a very tough one to get past.
And Crowley was winning at 47.
Fucking no way. He got all the boons, bro. He got all the boons.
So this is it's pretty even then. And outside of the city is not much different.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You should keep the ratings. Keep the ratings up. Keep the ratings up.
So that's not like I don't know that that's. And remember,
78. We're back up to $78.
Okay, I do keep in mind.
Back up to 78.
That Milwaukee is the. We should mention this. I want to zoom out to the statewide. Keep in mind.
Hold on my face.
The city of Milwaukee is one of the places that holds its early vote until the very end of the night.
$84.
Probably 25,000 votes.
Holds their vote until the end of the night. Of course they do.
That's vote that's probably not that
$81.
great for Crowley. Because, again, so much of that was done at early.
Great, it doesn't matter. He already beat her.
He wasn't a candidate.
He's up by 5,000.
But it's
$82, bro.
Let's see if we're in a situation where those 25,000 votes loom big late in the night. Margin now 43-69. Did more just come in from Dane?
Let's go.
Okay, yes, it did. And again, Hong is not opening up here. I think this is the big story. We're opening up. We're closing in on half the vote.
A vote in Dane County. And she's up by only 2,000 votes, bro.
Is not even, but darn close to it.
It's over.
With Hong here. And this is the kind of place where when I was looking at what it would take here to just get there.
Sam Piker started the night fisting himself. And he ends the night with my fist up his ass. Let's fucking go!
This is a number that I think with everything
America!
else.
You don't fuck with 9/11, y'all. We're playing now. We're playing for keeps now.
I think
we're playing for keeps now.
This is much lower than the number Hong wants to get out of Dane County. I'll put it that way. I'm still waiting, holding the possibility in my head that there's deeply, Hong-friendly demographics in some precincts that haven't reported yet that could change that.
Back down to $71, guys.
and it's just starting to, she's not opening it up there. Let's look.
If you stick with Dane, in the
Stick
city
with
of
Dane, 'cause
Madison,
that's the
it looks
only
like
thing
we have
that's interesting.
28,000 votes.
Yep.
And Hong is winning 47% in Madison.
Bro, she needs to be beating him by like 10 points in Dane County. Ain't gonna happen. Let's go back to Mr. fucking G-Ball Wagon himself, James Carville. Let's go.
We're going to see, in particular, 2028, where the real Democratic Party is.
Well, let's take a look at what Senator Bernie Sanders said about this.
Bernie don't stop the money. Bernie don't stop the money from crawling in
James
on Crowley.
Want to be in the same political party as Hassan Piker. Which one are you going to take?
Well, that's not much of a choice. If Mr. Carville doesn't want to be in my party, the party that I belong to, that Piker, that El Sayed belongs to, he can start his own party. Look, what we are doing now is, you could turn the tables around and say, do you really want to be in a party where your leadership is taking huge amounts of money from AIPAC, which is supporting an extremist Netanyahu government that many of us believe have committed genocide?
All right, let's go back to election night coverage, guys. Remember, you double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe, everybody. We're going to throw the image up for a minute so that we can get to our runoff. Remember, you can add to our poll of the day. $5 super chats, add a different person to the poll of the day. $10 super chat, remove somebody from the poll of the day.
The vote.
Let's get into
Crowley
hour two now.
continues to lead us now, about 2 points.
Crowley's still leading.
Over Hong. Did more from La Crosse come in? Yeah, we're close to. Okay, now it opened up here. So we said this is one of those places where a young median age. This is a younger median age than the rest of the state. University campus is friendly to Hong, and Hong here. This is a good number for
Another
her.
Milwaukee update.
And a low number for Crowley. But we got a big Milwaukee update. Now we're up to 3/4 of the vote in Milwaukee, and Crowley's gonna So Crowley up.
He's winning fucking Milwaukee,
y'all.
y'all.
The remaining vote in Milwaukee County.
He's winning Milwaukee,
we're
y'all.
looking
It's over. Declare it. It's done.
32,000.
Get your vote in now. The poll
current
starts
estimate.
now.
I think most of what's left in Milwaukee now is central count.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that sounds right. The number that we had, the decision desk had tracked down earlier was right about
70% of Milwaukee.
So just to let you know, I mean, we just got a ton of Milwaukee, and we think there's about, they call it central count. They take the vote by mail, they take the early vote. It all goes to a central facility just in the city of Milwaukee.
You ready for this?
Typically
This is
what
the
they
steal.
report out at the end of the night. Sometimes it can be very, very late at night. Maybe it's going
There we
faster
go.
tonight, and we're going to
Just
get it
wanna let you
sooner.
know.
Huge wild card.
Just want to let you know that the entire county of Milwaukee will be at 99%, but there'll be a dump of 40,000 votes whenever they feel like it. Okay.
Crowley is holding his own here.
Hold your money
slightly
tight,
ahead of
y'all.
Hong
I
in
think
this
he's
county.
going to pull it
What's
off.
that vote by mail going to look like? That's a lot of vote by mail in a place where Crowley's holding his own right now. But a lot of that vote by mail, we say, is going to be cast when he wasn't a candidate or when he was kind of an afterthought in the polls and other candidates were kind of popping. What's that vote by mail going to look like? Is he going to fall behind in it? Is that an
Yeah, but
opportunity
that's not
for
going
Hong there
to
in
change the
Milwaukee
fact
County?
that she's going to lose everything else across the state.
And I'm not sure how long that's going to take him. I know we got reporters there. Anything you hear?
Oh, guys, I'm having anxiety. We're down to 58. We're down to 58, y'all.
Just that last update from the decision desk on that absentee vote. I think it was about 28,000 was the estimate that we got.
$49 now.
Right there. We're that's close to everything left, we think, in Milwaukee County is that central count. In Dane County at 44%. Anything significant just come in while we were talking that through?
Dodge.
Okay, hang on. I just saw. This is small. Why did I think Brown just?
Everything
came
is
in? Okay.
And here's the reality. They're sitting here going, oh, there's 40,000 votes that they're going to give you at the end of the night in Milwaukee. He's currently winning 74% of Milwaukee. And he's going to win all these other fucking counties that haven't even went on the board yet. That's going to add up to more than 40,000 votes, guys. I think this is over. I think he pulled it off. I really think he pulled it off.
Okay, places where
I mean,
where
I
Hong
might
would
be
be
crazy
looking
here,
as we
but
said, would be like,
it feels like
Portage County,
they're dragging
Stevens
the feet on
Point.
it.
I think that's going to look like this. I think that's going to look.
Get another Dane
like
up.
this.
Back
We got
up
more
to
Dane.
$70, guys.
58.
Back up to
Okay, now
$70.
that was more friendly to Hong, but only, what was her margin before? It was about 2,000. She probably
Plus
added
$60
about
on the night if
1,700.
I sold right
They're
now.
up to 60%.
But I'm not
in Dane
selling.
County.
I'm an American.
Okay? And Hong is losing statewide by 6,400 votes with, nearly 60% of Dane in. Her margin here is only 3,732. I mean, this is supposed to be the idea of this was going to be a sort of DSA earthquake in Wisconsin. This
it would
was gonna
have
be
to come out of Madison.
Dane
And
County.
did I not tell you guys when we started this thing, when they opened the polls at 8 p.m. 47 minutes ago, the first thing out of my fucking mouth was, Madison, we need you to show up. We need you to show up for America. And I think Madison showed the fuck up for America. They don't understand that Rockford, Illinois logic. It ain't the normal Democrat out there.
That margin there has not opened up the way I think a lot of people.
They always talk about Madison, but they never talk about Beloit, Wisconsin, that is literally in the same exact Dane County thing. Like it's
expected it was
it's
going
a huge steel town. It's
meanwhile, waiting on
it's all
Central
over till it's
Count
over.
In Milwaukee. Waukesha just a tip
$76
more
on the
payments
portfolio,
since we last
guys.
checked. Nothing there in Washington.
Go America!
I think
if you didn't sell at 90, don't sell now. That's exactly how I feel now.
We were on Dodge County. We said
I'm like, I need to get it above 100, and the only way I'm getting above 100 is if Crowley goes up to like a plus 80% chance, because I already got it up to 90 and I didn't sell, and we're at 75 now. We're at 60% chance that he's going to win. But it was crazy that he went all the way up to a 78% chance on Kelce of winning. And right now, Darlene Graham, who's going to the runoff, is sitting at a 74% shot on the night. And she already did her victory speech and everything.
Yeah, he's hitting his numbers.
We will
here.
get to that, but
Crowley
this is
certainly
crazy.
hitting them
We got to stay
to
with this. This
consolidate
is
the establishment.
watch
behind
their
Crowley.
fucking magicianry.
Clearly, that took hold here. He has a real chance of winning this thing here, and I think
Rockford is in Illinois. Rockford's on the Illinois-Wisconsin border. There are a lot of people that live in the metropolitan Rockford, Loves Park area that end up traveling to Madison, Wisconsin on a daily basis. It's part of being in the Midwest. And that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people there
for others to do
that have family there. They're very
key.
That whole area is
numbers.
They are Democratic, but they're
low.
very different.
So far, they're
Democrat.
strikingly low in some places compared to where I think demographically she might be doing a little bit better. Which is not to say she's out of this, because
117 if he wins, if I get 100% on it.
The range of
I think I will sell if he gets
was like
if he gets up to like a 90% shot, I'm just gonna sell, because the way that MSNBC is setting this shit up, where they're like, well, actually, there's gonna be a big dump of votes at the end of the night. I'm like, okay.
Nothing more in Dane since we 58. Did we round still 34? I'm just kind of poking around, but Adam, tell me if.
$84 on the portfolio, y'all. 84.
It's got some Door County.
We started with $10, guys.
Wayne County. Yeah, this is what Crowley exactly.
Technically, only 5 on this race.
Margin out of here.
67% shot. He's going to win right now.
Probably wanted a little bit bigger than this, to be honest. The Hong number, though.
It doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter how big his victories are if he's winning Milwaukee, bro.
Everybody vacations in Door County, some retirees.
He's winning Milwaukee. He's winning Milwaukee with 74% of the vote. Even if the rest is a fucking whole mail-in ballot dump and he gets 0 votes. Half of the Wisconsin board hasn't even registered anything from their counties yet. He collects 500 fucking vote win margins on every one of those counties, and he still destroys. Plus the fact that every time you guys go to Madison, Wisconsin, you realize, oh, fuck.
They're a very beautiful, beautiful place. Higher income, high college degree attainment,
motherfuckers in Beloit literally walk across state lines, buy a smoke, and then walk home.
On the older side. That's why you expect it to be better for Crowley than for Hong. They kind of hitting just about what he needs to. That again, if you're...
Oh my God! I told you guys, what did I say? This isn't about communism. This isn't about socialism. This is about removing every incumbent. Removing every incumbent. This guy has been sitting for 40 years. 40 years as a congressman. 40 years. And he just got primaried in Connecticut to someone that isn't Francesca Hong. So again, like the non-communist, non-DSA member, random person just destroyed a 40-year congressman in his own primary in deep blue Connecticut. Now explain that one away. Go ahead. Go explain your fucking communist, MAGA, Trumpism theories with that one. I've been saying it since April. We're here to remove all incumbents. They go on vacation more than they work, and it's time for season 2 of Real World. Let's go.
All undone. If you have it as a benchmark, Crowley would like to be...
Peggy Flanagan pulling away with it, though, but only 12% of the vote. That's too much.
Most of the vote is in, and he's...
$85 on the portfolio, y'all. God, I want to sell it. God, I want to sell it.
This isn't that big, but
I know they're going to fuck me. I'm going to lose my money tonight, guys.
Up here, it's for this section of Wisconsin, it's pretty good size. Let's just kind of go through and see what else we have.
Fire them all and start from scratch. Exactly what we're doing.
Each candidate want to see here.
And these fucking and the media keeps letting all of like the dumb idiots that are both like a part of like the Democrat institution and part of the Republican institution not understand that the independent 4% of America decides every single election. And the independent 4% of America had to vote for Donald Trump because you fucked RFK. And so the independent 4% of America is now going to go into their primaries and they're going to destroy every last incumbent. And you guys can explain it away with, oh, it's the DSA and it's the DNC and it's the Standard Democrat and it's AIPAC's fault and it's the Muslims and it's the Jews and it's Trumpism and it's MAGAism and it's... No. It's going on vacation when they didn't pay people when they flew out at the airport. It was that simple. And we did not forget that, and they told us that it was the other people's fault. We're done. We're done. You didn't show up to work. You went on vacation. It's time to get fired. As Donald Trump says, you're fired.
Yep. Steve,
you're fired.
Steve posted on Wisconsin.
Statewide.
I want to take a quick detour.
Statewide. Look at that. Look at that statewide count. We're at 51%, and he's up by 6,000 votes, guys.
We are getting about 12% of the vote there total overall, including Dakota County has reported.
Okay.
$77 on the portfolio right now.
We expect it to be a very slow night in Minnesota. Peggy Flanagan, Lieutenant Governor, running on the left. Angie Craig, the Congresswoman from the Twin Cities area. And yeah, as Adam says, basically, how much of the vote is just that? Okay, that's about half the vote is from Dakota County. Okay, and it's essentially a tie right there. So if more keeps coming in, we'll keep me posted. I'm expecting this to be super slow.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted for large counties there.
I want to get back here.
Okay, it looks like we're getting super slow, so let's just jump in here real quick while they're getting that little bit of downtime. Let's go into Lindsey Graham's sister's speech here. I'm sure that was out here. Graham speech. Let's get it. Did you speak? Where are we going? Come on. She did speak. I know she spoke. Here we go. Nope, that's a Lindsey Graham victory speech. Fox News 12 minutes ago. They got to get me it. Here we go. Darlene.
Because I'm usually standing here celebrating with Lindsey. So I know he's looking down right now, smiling though. So that gives me peace, but it's difficult. Secondly, I want to say thank you. Thank you to God for carrying my family and me through some of the most challenging times we've ever had the past few weeks. It's been extremely difficult. Thank you to my husband, Larry, my two daughters, Emily and Nicole, and Kyle, my son-in-law, and my beautiful grandson, Copeland, had to leave because it was getting a little late for him. but they were
Cashed out on victory on this one, guys. We got $3 we won on this one.
My official Senate staff and my campaign team for standing
Crowley.
by me and supporting me. I could not have gotten through the past few weeks without you. I want to thank President Trump. His steadfast support and his complete and total endorsement means so much to me. He knows that I will stand with him and fight for his agenda just like Lindsey did. I also want to thank my opponents, especially Russell Fry and Mark Sanford. They ran a good race. Most importantly, I want to thank the Republican voters.
I bumped it up as much as I can. It's really soft, I know. Trying to get just through it. Can you guys at least hear it?
Listening to your concerns and telling you more about me and my conservative values. I decided to answer the call to serve because South Carolina and President Trump need a leader who's tough, principled, and will fight to advance our conservative values in Washington. Lindsey and I grew up in one room in the back of a bar and liquor store where our parents worked long, hard hours to earn a living. That's where we learned a strong work ethic and the value of a dollar. From a young age, our parents taught us that you're not given anything in life, and no one owes you anything. If you want something, you work for it. That's how I've tried to live my life. I've spent my career serving the people of South Carolina. For the past 7 years, I led an agency dedicated to helping South Carolinians who are blind or visually impaired find.
I had to cash out. I had to cash out, guys, because we just hit $100 on the portfolio. Full cash out. Wait, did I cash out? It should have let me cash out. What the fuck? It looks like it didn't cash me out. Let's keep
Become
it
more
on.
independent.
Cash me outside.
And have the opportunity to provide for themselves and their families. I took a struggling agency and turned it into a national model.
It didn't let me cash out?
I never expected that career of service would lead me to the United States Senate. I certainly never expected it would happen under these circumstances. I've only been on the job in Washington for 3 weeks, and I've already passed a major piece of bipartisan legislation through the Senate that meant so much to Lindsey, the Russia sanctions bill, which I believe will end the bloodshed in Ukraine and keep Americans safer. I was also the deciding vote to confirm President Trump's Attorney General nominee, Todd Blanche. Some politicians never get a major piece of their
Ended our portfolio, guys, tonight with $101. We do not have to worry about the pipe bursting. What does it say? $196. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that got it. No. Okay. $97. What the fuck? What is going on? There's no open positions. Well, how am I at $97 now when I... Well, they kept fucking me because they wouldn't let me sell. But we made about $100 tonight, guys, and we're not going to worry about the pipes bursting.
I'm very proud of that. So when President Trump and others asked me to run for a full term in the Senate,
and something else is going on with that, so let's check in on that and let's see what's going on here.
So, you know, if Hong does not get into the lead through Dane County and Madison, right?
No,
the other places we're kind of looking here, as I say, La Crosse is basically done. Eau Claire's sitting at 70%. I think she'll do well here in Portage. You know, she is leading currently in Outagamie. She is leading currently in Kenosha. And I think some more vote has come in there. And we said she did have Douglas County. But if she's playing catch up outside of her home base, that could be a very tough place for her. 1.2 is the margin now, Crowley over Hong. What just ticked in, Adam? I know it was something favorable to Hong.
The Milwaukee, we just got a Milwaukee update that was favorable to Hong.
Okay, so now so what's our expected remaining vote in Milwaukee?
Yeah, so that was 17,000 votes, and we have 15,000 currently as our estimate.
I see what happened. We may have to be upping our expected vote in Milwaukee. So that's it. That's it.
Ah, see what I told you? I told you. I'm not playing this game.
The expected vote.
I'm not playing this game. I fucking knew. I made my $100. I knew what they were going to fucking, I've been in this, but I knew what they were going to fucking pull off here. We made our $100, America. We knew what they were going to do.
Looked like it was just the
Pass the Save America Act.
Nope.
What the fuck? Here we go.
Higher in Milwaukee,
Here we go.
Milwaukee County than we
Here we
thought.
go.
And
I
so
cashed
in
out.
that
I had
last
to.
update,
They're going to do it.
There's a little bit more Milwaukee.
They're going to do it.
The risk for
I could
Crowley,
only,
again, what we're talking.
when I sold, I could only lose $10. There was no way I was going to let it ride for the last $10 on the faith of the American election system when we don't have the Save America Act. We need the Save America Act, and then I keep the bet until we win. But I don't know who's going to actually win the election. I just know who should have already won this election.
Talking about in Milwaukee, his home county, but a chunk of these votes, a chunk of this 25,000 was cast when Crowley was not a candidate in July. And a chunk of it was cast in July when he was a candidate, but he was like an afterthought in the polls. Okay? And a chunk of it was cast when other candidates, Sarah Rodriguez, Mandela Barnes, were still active candidates and presumably attracting a significant portion of this. The problem.
I don't know if they're doing it for ratings or if they legitimately think that.
If his share of that vote by mail is low.
I don't know if this is a rating scare or if it's legitimate.
And Hung just gets if Crowley got 20% of it and Hung got 40% of it, right? That's significant. There's a real risk for him in that absentee ballot that's yet to be counted in his home county, in Milwaukee, the city of Milwaukee. There's a real risk for him there because a lot of that vote is coming from a time in this campaign that
I'm telling you, I'm just saying
not
it.
a candidate for, or he was.
I sold that motherfucker. I ain't playing this game.
So that's a significant.
I ain't playing this game.
That is significant there. That's not the only city, by the way, in Milwaukee that does it. Milwaukee's the biggest city, and they do the central count. Central count is also done in Green Bay, so you can expect a final update there where we're kind of asking the same question. Central count is also done actually up here. Yeah, what we're seeing, by the way, is a lot of these counties. Remember, we were just looking up here at Douglas County, and it looked like a lot more of the vote was in. We're adjusting the expected vote now in a lot of these counties. It's coming down. The percentage is coming down. Yeah.
So just looking at the numbers in Dane a little bit more, it looks like 50% of what we have in there is from the city of Madison.
Yep.
And Hong is leading that 47-34. Of the 50% outside of Madison, Crowley is leading 42-37.
Okay, yeah. So, and we've got, and what I'm seeing in other counties too is making me wonder if this number is going to be adjusted as well. This expected vote in Dane. So we'll just zoom out. 60% is in statewide. And let me just check one thing here.
We got another update from Outagamie.
Okay. We say this could be a bellwether. Oh, wow. If you're Hong, that's a very good update. Whatever just came in there, huh?
Yep.
Now, in fact, can you believe I did not memorize we have one central count in Outagamie, so I don't think that's what it was. But so that for Hong, that knocked the margin inside of 5,000. She's exactly 1 point behind. She's doing quite well in Outagamie County. She's doing pretty well in Kenosha. Again, we identified two of these as potentially bellwethers, and so
I sold that shit.
It's significant that she is ahead in both of them.
I ain't playing this game.
I really would like to see
Winnebago
County.
Put that right back in my bank account. We good.
We good. A lot more, as we say, in Brown, and that includes that vote by mail in Green Bay will come last there. Sorry, I'm just checking something since I can't on this computer. Sorry about this. Come on now.
These idiots still only got him at fucking 64%. I'm going to put $7 more back on. We're going to win $10.
So Milwaukee, we're sitting at now. By the way, again, expected vote was just dialed. The expected vote just went up in Milwaukee because remember we were at 88% in.
Max
now
payout
80%,
$10.
so
We
more
put
votes.
$7
What's
on
the
him.
statewide expected vote now?
757,000.
Okay, good. And I can now see it. I have this thing. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Josh Braun, master of all things technology. He just got me in here. Okay. So now I can
made $90, put 7 more on it. These idiots still think he's not going to win. Everything they're saying, Hong has no chance. This is literally a rating scramble now, guys. They're going to call this thing so quickly here. And Flanagan won, but like that was going to happen. It's fucking Minnesota.
So
They're
we
insane.
still we have 6 counties,
and that should make you even more scared about Michigan and what happened there. Like, really, was this a predominantly Muslim Dearborn vote that got this guy in there via the mail-in ballot? Because that's how he won. He came back from that mail-in ballot, if you guys remember last Tuesday. He came back from the mail-in ballot. He was losing, and then all of a sudden, he got all the mail-in vote. And I was laughing, saying, oh, Stevens is going to get all this AIPAC money mail-in vote, and then he got all the mail-in vote. The Muslim got all the mail-in vote. So they could pull the same thing off and let Hong win this thing if they really wanted Hong. They could literally dump 40,000 votes down their fucking throat for Milwaukee, but I don't think 40,000 is going to do it. Because he's going to beat her everywhere else.
More than 10,000.
There are 7 counties with more than 10,000 votes still left to count. That's what I'm saying. There's 70,000 outstanding votes. So even if she got every single mail-in vote and there was 40,000 dumped in her hands, she still would have to out-compete him by 30,000 votes.
There are 7 counties right now.
And he's not doing it.
Electorate looks like right here. We think about 27,000 in Milwaukee. Again, that would be that central count absentee vote that we've been talking about. Again, possibility there's more election day vote out there as well, too. That's true in all these places.
We're down now, guys. We're down on the $7.
Here in Racine County.
If I lose this $7, that's going to be hilarious.
Let's go into Dane.
Hong
and now that was if you're Hong, that was a positive. That was a positive one.
It was just so bad. It was so bad that it wasn't even like a thing. Like it was very much like, oh, let's go get this lady elected. And she came out of nowhere real quickly too. And then every clip of her was just fucking bad take after bad take. And she just felt like a Karen. She felt like the video calls during COVID. Her whole excuse being like she's running a restaurant, and that's why it was okay to say cancel Thanksgiving because people are sad that aren't white. Like that's why it was okay to say my son is going through a hard time because he's half white. Because it was a weird time being there during COVID. I mean, you can excuse things away on the transgender stuff. You can excuse things away on the wokeness of grocery stores or even the Muslim Jew stuff. But when you start getting into people's American families, you're not going to be able to pull back on the things that you've said. And you're literally saying, my own son is going to have a hard time because he's half white. That's fucking crazy. Nobody in Wisconsin is going to go out there and vote for you. And the people that vote are the people that fucking have families.
Overtake Crowley in the statewide vote. That would then, the next biggest source, we're saying 27,000.
Well, and what's crazy is Wisconsin is a non-runoff state. So, like, realistically, these two should go to a runoff because you got 7% of the vote getting thrown off to this fucking white lady. So it's like they should be in a runoff, but there's no runoff in Wisconsin. So somebody's going to take this by a really close margin, and it's going to be hotly contested, I feel like.
Keep saying Winnebago. I said maybe Kenosha, maybe Outagamie.
We're just waiting for that drop
as a bit of a bellwether.
When they fucking drop those fucking dirty 4,000, the dirty 40,000, when they drop the dirty 40,000 from the mail-in, it's over. If that isn't almost 75% her on that mail-in dump out of Milwaukee, it's over. But we don't know when that's coming. That could be in 2 hours.
Maybe a little bit better than it is for Crowley, but that looks kind of like a toss-up between the two of them. We think there's about 17,000 votes there in Winnebago County. We still have, we think, about 11K to
Oh, I'm
come
so
right
glad.
here in Waukesha County. Those are.
You know what's crazy, guys, is I literally was cheering on El Said winning. And I was like, you know what? Good, because, you know, he beat the $59 million. The next day I show up, and it's like everything is Muslim, Jew. And just like Nick Fuentes, I'm like, can you just get the fuck out of my country? Go back to the sand and fight your stupid fucking war? Because I would like to wave my American flag and just watch Donald Trump and watch the UFC and have fun. I don't need your fucking bullshit where the whole world is ending over some religious war. And that's what it became the second that he was a nominee. It took him a matter of 6 days to become a corporate shill for pharmaceutical reps. Because he gets a phone call from Obama. They give him unlimited DNC funds. They prop him up as like a potential presidential candidate because he was born here. And he goes on Meet the Press in his first interview, and then the first 30 seconds he says, I'm going to defeat Trumpism, something he never said on the campaign trail at all. And that he's going to give everybody Medicare for all, and he's a capitalist. And I said it from the beginning. People are showing up for revolution, and all they're going to get is shitty health care. And that's scary because who's going to pay for the health care? The people that are calling for the revolution. Why are the people calling for revolution? Because they're broke, because they're fucking heartbroken, because they're not living in a good society. So if you bring in empty communist-style promises and all you give the people is free health care, you're going to end up with a bunch of Mangionis. A bunch of Mangionis. Coming after public officials. And I could feel it in that little bit of voting of the DNC, the DSA stuff. And I'm just so glad now that we get to go back to fucking common sense, Bill Clinton-style fucking politics, where we go, it ain't gonna work. And with that said, let's get back for 5 minutes here to James Carville, because this guy was fucking killing it out here. And I'm loving him even more tonight with how things are going.
People who do that.
Bernie Sanders throwing a fit, and he's going to lose.
To the AI industry.
Blah, blah, blah. You lost, my guy. You lost. You lost the biggest one you needed.
You can pick whatever you want to pick. But I think we need a big tent, and I think people like Pica should be welcome into that, certainly.
What do you think, James Carville?
Well, I would have to do a little fact-checking here, if you don't mind. I've been a Democrat my entire adult life. Bernie Sanders has not. So I don't know where he gets off telling me I'm not a member of the party, but he is, because he was very careful not to say he was not a Democrat. He was a socialist, and he ran under that label. But I don't need lectures on what it means to be a Democrat. I really don't. And for somebody who's not really a Democrat.
You'd like to join our conversation with James Carville if you've got a question about the direction of the Democratic.
Dude's like, you paid me, I showed up, fuck off. I fucking love it. But also, guys, we are now down on that $7 bet. Did I not tell you they might pull some shenanigans and still give it to her? We are currently down. He's down to 54% shot of winning.
It's not so much that she has.
They're
going to
manipulate it.
By mail in Milwaukee.
The vote by mail. Vote by
Green Bay,
mail.
but she wants that Crowley number to go real low.
I took my money
for the reasons we've been talking about.
You want to know why I took my money? Because I was there on January 6th. You want to know why I took my money? Because I know what a mail-in vote is. You want to know why I took my money? Because the Save America Act is not fucking legislation yet. It's not even out there for the fucking bill to be passed. And until it is, this is all just a game of fucking betting, guys.
When it was,
who's going to win? Who's going to win? Oh,
okay, let's take a look.
So
that's probably, there's still same day coming in. How did that break?
Bro, he's still up by 1,000 votes in Milwaukee County with 84%. Mail-in vote or not. Jesus Christ.
And on that one, let's see. She wins.
And nobody knows who he is. He went out, he dropped out, got the endorsement of the sitting governor, and dropped himself back in Ross Perot style last weekend.
Okay, so
they really don't like this lady.
Election day, or we're still
if
on
she pulls it off,
non-central count.
It's not really a win.
Again, so it's just, this is a thing that's happening as we're doing all these calculations, makes it 32-22 statewide. As we're doing all these calculations, and I see the expected vote now is 765,000 I mean, in these statewide primaries in Wisconsin, these Democratic primaries, non-presidential, it's typically been 520, something like that. So this, again, the theme of this primary season, huge turnout, and it keeps
lost
climbing.
50 cents so far on
that's
this
what
one.
keeps happening.
50 cents down. I told you. I pulled that fucking 100 out.
By mail that got
pulled
rid
it
of
out.
Iowa County, where we just got a little bit of an update. And I saw Sarah Rodriguez's shade come up here. I would guess this is vote by mail. And folks, that's what I say. That this is what happens when vote is cast in July for a race that gets utterly reshaped in August.
Oh, wait, did you just advocate to not have mail-in ballots 2 months ahead of time get dropped into a fucking giant metropolitan area and not counted until midnight live on MSNBC? Did you just do that, Kornacki? Don't tell me you just did that. Uh-oh.
All those votes. You know,
sounds like you're advocating for the Save America Act.
We said those counties that more than 10,000 left, cross Portage off the list. Hong got a good number out of there. It moves her within a half a point statewide of Crowley. Okay.
At this point, though, because Gutsy says if Francesca wins, the Democratic establishment is in deep trouble. If Francesca wins, the Democratic establishment is no longer the establishment. Because if Francesca wins, she wins on a data dump, which means that she has the advantage of the establishment. Don't get it twisted, guys. There's a new establishment in town if she wins. Because remember, El Said was losing to Stevens, and then they had the mail-in vote come in. And then El Said got it, and everybody was like, well, that's not what we expected. We thought it would go the other way. So there might be a chance here that we're literally sitting at a revolutionary insider Democrat establishment takeover of the deep state of the DNC. If she wins. If she does, it shouldn't be very hard when you're up by 2,000 votes to make sure she doesn't win if you are the establishment candidate. If Hong wins, it's because the establishment of the DNC not only allowed her to win, but they did it for her.
Boy, this one, 15,000 votes, and Hong won the update by 15 points. I think 16 points.
There
so
we
are
go.
we going to get another one of those updates? If it does, if another one of those updates were to come in right now, we'd be essentially tied statewide. But is that how it's going to break?
I sold that shit, y'all. I told you. I fucking
from
told
the city
you.
of Madison versus the outlying parts of Dane County.
I told y'all. I was not
they're
playing
running very
this
differently
game.
in those places. Do we have a sense here between the two what the breakdown is of what's left?
Yeah, I mean, I was looking before that last update, and
Messi
it was
was
about
winning.
even from the break. And
Messi was winning his, and that's what I'm saying, lunatic. That's what I'm saying. Messi was winning his primary up until the mail-in vote, okay? Our illusion right now of the mail-in vote is the vote that builds the manipulation. When El Said won the mail-in vote last Tuesday, we all were like, well, that's different. Like, even all the pundits, all the people on the big 5 news networks on the Sunday programs, everyone was like, that's a little different. That's strange. Because Stevens had $59 million behind her. And El Said had $1.5 million behind him. So when that mail-in vote came in, we expected exactly what was against Trump, exactly what was against Spencer Pratt, exactly what happened to Thomas Massey. We expected the data dump to steal the election. And now, in retrospect, if Hong wins this thing, I'm now worried, is the DSA the new Democratic establishment? Is the establishment of the DNC actively selecting these socialist candidates even though their primary voting body doesn't like it? There's a shot. There's a shot because we're at 61% and she's only down by 2,000 votes right now. But I'm glad I pulled my fucking $100 out because, as Donald Trump says, the election always changes at 3 a.m. and we need to pay us the Save America Act.
Total vote in Milwaukee up. It's going up, and so it may not be just vote by mail that's left from the city of Milwaukee there.
Oh, well, that's different.
Yeah.
In Dane, it's an imperfect measure, but of the precincts that have no votes reported, 28 are from outside the city of Madison and 27 are from inside the city of Madison.
That's useful. That's useful. So, right, and again, inside, it's a very big split Adam was describing between...
Yeah, I think Pratt's the fucking easiest one because Pratt, it was like the entire state. It wasn't even an institution. It was just everyone that lives in the state was like, no! We want the fucking black Elmo lady to go up against this Indian LGBTQ lady. Because this is LA, you racist white man. Go burn your home down again, you racist white man from MTV. You are a meanie. You are a bully on MTV. This is fucking Black Tickle Me Elmo and Indian LGBTQ activist. I mean, come on. What do you expect? It's fucking LA.
What's happening in Madison and outside
Young
of it.
people voted for Hong. You can say that, but that's not what happened with El Said.
Came in. Some vote is good for Crowley. There's room for him there to end up getting, making this county look a lot different than it did when we checked in 20 minutes ago. What I'm kind of getting at here is, the small northern Wisconsin counties that add up. If they become
down to $4 out of that 7,
Crowley
guys.
block. I know you're seeing
36% shot he's going to win now.
Shade here in some of these counties, but in a lot of them,
I felt it, y'all. I was like, oh, $100? No. I'm not letting MSNBC in the state of Wisconsin decide my $100. I will sell now, please. I mean, I put their $7 down. We're already down to $3. They're going to spin the whole thing back again. We got an hour and a half left, guys. That's what's going to happen here. Get an hour and a half left. Around 11 p.m. Central Time, midnight Eastern Time, MSNBC and NBC and Kornacki will call the race for Francesca Hong. We'll say Viva la Revolution, bong bong, kong kong, no more Thanksgiving for Yong Yong. And then we all walk outside a half an hour later and we watch the lunar eclipse. Right?
It's 13%.
Revolution for Yong Yong.
It's 6 votes. It's 100 votes in Polk. So, it does add up if these all fill in,
Also, it's just like, guys, there is a part of us that's just like, you got to understand these things are a lot simpler than you're thinking them to be. If she loses this election, it's because of racism. And I know you're going to say, oh, yeah, that's what she is going to say. No, I'm saying it legitimately is because America's racist. Because seeing a, Muslim-looking guy, we have this, thing in America where we're like, well, he's not speaking with an, Arab accent, and he was born here, so, we have to, not be like Dick Cheney and George W. Bush. We have to not be like Republican post-9/11 racist Islamophobes. We should vote for this guy. And that's who voted for him, the elitist white people in Michigan. Now, when it comes to Francesca Hong, every time that you attach a pseudo-communist ideology to her, you're like, that's a Chinese man. I ain't voting for no Chinese man in motherfucking America. That's what I'm saying. They're like, I vote for the black guy every day. I ain't voting for no goddamn Chinese. I think that's really what's happening here.
And Crowley, we're talking about a race right now where Crowley is leading.
If she loses,
from Dane. I may have said Madison a million times for Dane County, and I've never made that mistake. I usually don't make that mistake.
What I see on the Dane County website is they
down to $3 now
of their precincts reported.
Down to $3. I told you they're going to steal it to him. He's down to a 30% shot now.
60-something precincts with votes.
Fucking so glad I sold that.
Yeah,
because y'all aren't super chatting.
The number of votes
y'all aren't joining
could go up.
So I needed that $90. Keep the show going.
Wisconsin before.
Appreciate y'all stopping by.
There's just more and more. You get
thank the betting markets for our funds tonight, guys.
Left, and it turns out turnout was even higher. So
the show has been fully funded by the betting markets.
We are up to 768,000 statewide, as well as our expected vote.
Yep,
that ticked up from our last update.
Yep. So we're saying our system here is now saying 17,000 expected left out of Dane, but I say take that under advisement. There could
Look at that. Now he is only winning the whole state by 566 votes. Oh, and don't you guys worry. Remember, he had the reminder. They're going to have a big Hong Kong data dump in a fucking minute here of a bunch of votes from Milwaukee.
More, but if there
and
is
Crowley wasn't in the
17,000
election
left
yet,
in Dane,
so wasn't his
and
fault
if
he didn't
Hong
get
won
any
it
votes.
by the margin she just won that last.
Hong doesn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, which was written by the self-proclaimed Socialists. Yeah, and lunatic, that's kind of what I'm getting at. Hong, like the name Hong, a Chinese woman, like an Asian woman, you could say anything like this, like whether it's true or not. She doesn't stand with the Pledge of Allegiance. You're like, communist, Chinese, fucking crazy, North Korean. Like, you can immediately label her that. When you say the same thing and you go, El Said doesn't stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, it puts this rhetoric in most normal Americans' mouth of like post 9/11 Islamophobia kind of rhetoric, where it's like, well, I'm not a racist George Bush supporter. We're way past that. Islamophobe, we're way past that. And so then they actually vote for him in conjunction. It's like this person right here, Saeed is a sleeper cell. You hear that, and as an independent American, you go, oh, shut up. I guess I'll vote for him because the racists don't want me to. They think he's a sleeper cell for the fucking Middle East, for the sand people. He was born here. You hear the name Hong, and you say any of that shit, and you immediately are like, uh-oh. Fucking goddamn Kim Jong-un's fucking sister coming over here. Like, you immediately, you resonate with the image in such a visceral response. And we had such a Islamophobia bullshit thing for like 10 years in America, from like 2001 to 2011, that when you bring those things up again, people don't do the same thing they do with Hong. With Hong, they're like, ain't no fucking Chinese getting in here. With El Said, they're like, now you're being racist. That's what's happened. That's what happened.
Update by. It would.
That comes in
St. Croix. Yeah. Now I think this is very interesting. Here, I think our benchmarks. I think Crowley wanted to have a much better night in St. Croix than this. This is bedroom.
Let me guess, guys. It's going to be the same thing. You see these outer counties? That's what happened with El Said. He won all the rich, white, outside counties. Francesca Hong is going to win all the rich, rural votes and win this election. And David Crowley won the entire inner city vote, won the entire voting base of the Democratic Party, got all those BLMers on board, and then Francesca Hong came out here with her fucking blonde mom and 2 kids on horseback and won the election for communist China.
I mean, you could just see it. Bedroom
they're doing it again. They're doing it the same. It's the same thing that happened in Michigan.
70% in statewide.
Winning the elitist outside counties. Crazy. Not winning the working people, as they claim they are for. They claim they're a better working system for the working people.
What else?
Yet the working people are not voting for the DSAs.
Yeah. So much of this is, gosh, is it more than 10% remaining here? Is it very heavily pro-Hong? What on earth will the...
See, that's what got me. See, that's why I sold that $100. That's what got him up to 80% on Kelchi. Everybody saw Milwaukee and panicked. They went, holy fuck, he's getting Milwaukee. They're not realizing who's voting. The working class black voting body in an inner city is voting for regular Democratic working class politics. The Francesca Hong side of the party, the DSA side of the party, are the wine country, the elitists on their fucking horsebacks out there in bumfuck nowhere fucking Wisconsin. And she's pulling off an upset out there that we didn't expect, because you expect certain things from certain people, and we're getting the opposite. And you got the exact opposite with El Said as well. He didn't win Detroit. He won the fucking wine country. And Crowley is winning Milwaukee, and Hong is going to win the fucking elitists out in the middle of nowhere.
Central count absentee look like wins the iron counties of the world, by 50 to 100 votes, and sweeps 20. You see, I'm saying how that does ultimately add up in a race like this. So I could just see collectively in sort of the small rural counties of northern Wisconsin and the driftless area, I could see Crowley getting votes that bring this up, not in a huge way, but that do pad this. I can definitely see him doing that here in Racine County, and certainly in whatever is left in Waukesha, Washington, as you just saw, Ozaukee County. It looks like we got a little bit more of an update there. It was friendly for Crowley. These are all places where we're talking on the order of hundreds of votes, maybe in the case of Racine, thousands. He could pad this margin. Whoa, he just got something big. What was it?
Racine.
That was Racine.
Yes.
Okay, whoa.
Crowley,
okay,
yeah.
What did I say? We said.
And again, it's going to keep going Crowley's way. But what I'm interested in more is these top ones. What I'm interested in more is these really small counties with hardly anybody living in them that we're expecting would go David Crowley's way. Because again, the Francesca Hong is supposed to be the youth voter, the inner city voter, the inner city insurgents voter, and in reality, it's not. It's a bunch of people in fucking wine country. It's a bunch of people out there on their fucking farms voting with their 2 kids and their white family for Francesca Hong.
He could maybe get 2,000, right? And he gets.
I'm worried about those top ones. I think
1763.
that she could win with the top ones.
Still
down 30 cents. Still down 30 cents on the new bet.
But this is a lot.
Put $7 and we're down to 6 right now still.
And so there it is. That's exactly. It's pretty much what Crowley.
Independents would rather vote Republican than vote Communist 5-1. Pretty much. Welcome to the Mod Club, Jersey. Don't abuse it or you'll lose it, my guy. I appreciate you, Jersey. Just a reminder for all of our mods out there, 5-minute timeout for anybody, for any reason, if you're having a battle with somebody or whatever, only up to 5 minutes of a timeout. The only way you get a 24-hour timeout, guys, remember, is if you are spamming the chat, if you are doing billboarding, which is just a bunch of random emojis, random fucking comments, things like that, just trying to get yourself fucking seen, or if you death threats. Other than that, nothing for a 24-hour ban. Let's keep it going.
Wanted to get out of there, I would say. But probably what is left in Kenosha County, and I think why that number's been there for a while, the central count of absentee.
We got another out-of-gamey update.
Early in person. Okay, out-of-gamey, where she has continued to.
Out-of-gamey, again, a very rich suburban, next to fucking Green Bay, Wisconsin, nah.
Lee, what did she win that update by?
38-36.
How many votes, roughly?
1,500.
That's not enough votes, though.
She won by.
But again, isn't this weird that we're playing the reversed fucking game with this? We're playing a reverse game with this, guys. She's supposed to be winning Madison and Milwaukee. And he's supposed to be winning everything else, and then we're supposed to be worried about the data dump at the end of the day, the Hong Kong data dump. But the Hong Kong data dump doesn't really fucking matter if she's I think he's going to win the Hong Kong data dump. I don't think there is a data dump. I think that this is I don't know. Democrats never play fair, so that's why I'm still kind of skeptical. That's why I sold that $100 and made it. But I think she might win this thing, but she's going to win this thing by winning these really small counties. She's going to get these rich people to vote for her. She ain't getting the inner city vote. She's not going to get it.
868.
Also,
Crowley,
black people vote for black people.
278.
So I'm guessing we
Might be a race
have
thing
been
again
in
there.
Suburban Dane at that point, because that's not.
The fact that the other guy's black, that does a lot for Milwaukee. For
1830,
sure.
915. It's 60-40. No, okay.
Because it's really hard, especially in a primary where you're not able to attack your opponent, to get a black person to not vote for a black person in a primary. That's a really hard thing to do.
We also got a.
I got to say.
He's up by 2,000 votes with 74%.
It's starting to become. I don't mean to do this, but it's just. I think we're seeing what just came in.
We got Crawford and we got Barron.
Yeah. So I mean, again, this is what just came in as a chunk from a small driftless area county. It's a 25 vote margin for Crowley, but what you're seeing is the Crowley blue, right?
Yeah.
Even if these margins are small, the places where you're actually seeing Hong's shade of blue here, right? We know it's the big college one. La Crosse, it's the college. Eau Claire, college. Stevens Point, right? Wausau. I think
drawing the wrong conclusion. It's about income level. Those places are all rich areas versus the other areas of Wisconsin.
A bit of a surprise that we've seen it here in Outagamie and Kenosha. Now,
it's not, because Kenosha and Outagamie are suburbs of Green Bay and of Milwaukee. This isn't
Kenosha's
hard.
Sort of pending, but what's largely happening now is we focus on the big counties, and I think you've seen, okay, Wood County. Oh, she just got a good update in Wood County, huh?
Yes.
Here we go. Another rich county.
You're close.
That's what I'm saying. She's winning the white rich people. She's not winning what you think she's winning. She's not like, this is not a Mondani revolution, guys. This is not an inner city revolution. This is literally white rich ladies on their fucking farms with their horseback, sipping wine, going, it would be a better life if we gave back. It would be a better life if there were no poor or homeless. She's never seen a homeless person in her life. And she's like, yeah, this Hong Kong lady wants to ban Thanksgiving, and it's really tough. Where's the $7 at?
Wood. And
$7 that we're down 7 cents
on top there, right? I think that just
we're down 7 cents right now.
That's a county I think Crowley was supposed to win. Not that Wood County is the be all and end all, but
still thankful that I got that 100 out. That was giving me a heart attack, y'all.
But again, by and large, we've been seeing more of the small. It's not overreact yet, because that could be anything. But this is a big piece of real estate, and if we start getting Winnebago. Because again, I think this is one of those that's sort of on paper.
Okay, Kenosha. Okay, you can say Kenosha is not a suburb of Milwaukee. Okay, then I guess Kenosha is a suburb of Chicago, because it's in between Chicago and Milwaukee. It's 50 miles from both cities. Or are we just going to say Kenosha is that 70s show and just leave it at that?
Bit of a toss-up. There's Hong doing potentially more votes here. Certainly Dane,
okay.
right?
Okay. I'm from
Maybe
Illinois.
She's
I
got
know
more
it's not
votes
a suburb.
in Winnebago.
We're trying here, okay?
There's still some more here, but
okay,
again,
Pat.
There's still some more in Eau Claire. She can get some there.
Woods is not a rich county. Rich people.
She's been leading in Kenosha. I don't know. It's vote by mail. That's what's left here.
It's got to be something.
We've certainly seen.
If she's going to win, I got to build the narrative.
The experience
right?
has been in other states that the sort of the DSA vote.
You're calling me on the bullshit, though.
The very sort of left progressive vote is more election day than vote by mail. But we got vote by mail. We got vote by mail.
It's not true.
In Milwaukee.
The first data dump was for fucking El Said.
2710 is his margin. Let me look at it this way. Sorry. Let me go back into this. I see our expected vote. Looks like it ticked up yet again statewide. We're at basically 772,000 statewide. Our current estimate is that there are 4 counties with more than 10,000 votes
Cassie.
outstanding. Okay, I'll show them to you. It's 22,000 in Milwaukee County. It's 17,000 right there.
I think you're right. It's
17,000 in Winnebago County. It's 14,000 here in Brown County, Green Bay, and currently, it's 13,000 in Dane. As I say, the numbers may be higher than this in these places. That has been a trend we've been seeing tonight, but that's our current thinking in those places. We also think a little bit less, but we think there's 8,000 left right there in Waukesha County.
I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe that only college people vote for it. It sounds insane.
Where else do we have?
It's like, oh no, the youth. The youth is gone.
Got, we think there's like 6,500 votes that are left. That's not a good.
I went to college. It's just these kids are retarded.
It's just small.
It's not college. So they're just fucking retarded.
What do we think of how that vote is going to break? Of what's left in Columbia County right now? Maybe see how much vote is in so far. It's only a scattering of precincts. But Crowley is doing well in those few precincts. But we'll see. This should be, I think, This is likely to be better for Crowley than for Hong. Okay, there's 6,500 votes right there. This is interesting because did anything else come in Winnebago, Adam, or just those few precincts?
Not in Winnebago. We got Polk and La Crosse came in where Hong nets a couple votes.
Only a couple in La Crosse?
80.
Okay. What's the expected vote in? How much of La Crosse is in now?
La Crosse, we have about 2 precincts remaining in our estimate.
Okay. Yeah. Boy, that vote by mail in Green Bay, that vote by mail in Milwaukee.
That's the Hong Kong data dump. Here we go.
If you told me there were just
I win the election. The end.
We didn't have that wrinkle, we would say, with that vote by mail being from a time when Crowley was just, not much of a factor. Not all of this in Brown County's vote by mail Green Bay, but that would be, I would be a little more emphatic now about saying what's left is more favorable to Crowley than Hong. That said,
we're still going to find out in the next hour. They're going to count these fucking votes up, bro.
Even with those questions,
he's only down. He's only up by 4,000 votes, though. That's
well, let's see the rest of Winnebago, because if Winnebago's a surprise, I don't think you can tell that Hong is looking for.
I think everything is so fucking even that nobody can tell. I think that's what's going on here. I think that it's like literally every time that he gets votes, she gets votes, and you're like, huh? Why is it so close? But then it's like so close both ways that you have no fucking idea, and you're trying to make sense of it. But there is no like huge insurgence of one candidate over the other in any area. It's just tight race after tight race after tight race, coming all the way down to 2,000 votes with 76% of the vote in, and him only up by 0.4% of the vote.
Right now are for, I don't think it's going to look anything like
Glad
this.
I got that $100.
The turnout was even higher still than we imagined. It's a possibility. It doesn't mean it's going to happen.
Down 25 cents
on
the $7 bet, guys.
Folks are looking for right now, because there are just, if I look at where Crowley is putting up his best numbers right now, I'm just looking through places where he's running. There's a couple places, Manitowoc County. There's still a lot of vote to come. He's running 20 points ahead of Hong. 15. Sheboygan, we say there's a lot left. He's running 15. Places like this. There's a fair number of places. This is a more dramatic example, but there's a fair number. I think there's a breadth of places like, what just came in? More Dane?
Brown.
Oh, okay. Wow. What the heck just came in Brown? Which was that that was huge for her.
Yeah, so that was about 18,000 votes.
Oh boy, here we come. The pipe just burst. The Hong Kong Chinese pipe just burst.
Question. Was that
enough for her to go in front?
That wasn't central count, was it?
It's possible. There's no remaining vote in Brown according to our counter. I'll check the website.
No remaining vote. They got it at 95, which is no remaining.
Percent more, but now I do, because if that was central count, what was his percentage of that vote?
Let's take a look.
If this was central count, this is the question we're getting at from Milwaukee. If he just got buried in central count Green Bay,
it was 44-34. Hong over Crowley.
Okay, yeah. Can we ask our decision desk what we think that was that just? Yep. And do we think there's central count left for Green Bay? Wow, that's.
The decision desk also flags that the expected vote in Milwaukee County has been raised by 16,000 votes.
Here we go. So, the Hong Kong data dump.
Remember, this thing was up at 88 once, came down to 80, went back. So
it
makes me more and more. This
Guys, we're going to keep the audio on. We're going to go into our third hour of our poll of the day. Marco Rubio versus his next opponent. Remember, you can throw a $5 super chat in at any point and add your own person into our poll of the day, you can add a $10 super chat and remove somebody from winning our poll of the day. Here we go into hour 3 of our show.
75. It's not that the number of non-Hong Crowley votes is not higher there than it is overall. But yeah, was that like the city of Green Bay, or was that like
he's still up still?
Central County. I think that would be if we could find that out would be great. So Crowley's lead with that is slashed down to 1,300. But you see what I'm getting at, right? Because it's like there is now going to be more vote here, election day, which is going to be more total vote here than we thought. So it just keeps going up. Milwaukee's been raised now to 150,000. Milwaukee County has been raised to 150,000.
Hour 3 starts now. Get your vote in.
Vote. I can tell you, at the start of the night, that was much, much lower.
I think he's going to lose it.
Just south of the Dane number. The Dane number.
Let's see what that $7 is at now, guys.
7 right now.
I knew it. Again, I got that 100 out.
Could still go up.
Fucking knew it
as well.
Those
are now the only 2 counties left in Wisconsin where there's more. Currently, there's more than 10,000 votes expected left.
$4 left on that bet, guys. $4 left on that bet.
There's also. There's also Winnebago.
Yeah, $5 now, but still. We put 7 in on that.
Okay, so we were starting to get a little bit more here. Remember that first, this is just precincts, that's why. That first update was hung by 26, now it's down to 11. So just let's let this one fill in a little bit. But it's a huge, in the scheme of things, it's a huge piece of real estate. But we did just get some more.
Bro, this is going to be some fucking Florida shit. Because I'm telling you, there's going to be some hanging Chad shit going on here, okay? Because Wisconsin is a legitimate fucking counting body. I told you guys that at the beginning of the night. We're going to have no problems in Wisconsin. We're going to have no problems in South Carolina. They know how to count. They have been counting rigorously. They closed their polls an hour and 48 minutes ago. They have 77% of the entire state's vote counted. When it hits 95%, that essentially means virtually every vote has been counted. They're just predicting what else is left. We're getting way too close for a prediction market or for even an analysis on an election firm to decide this election, which is what happened during the 2020 election with Joe Biden and Donald Trump. If you want to be honest, like you can say it's like the robbery and the stolen this and the stolen that, but at the end of the day, it was because they got to 95% in nationwide and they couldn't determine a winner. And right now in Wisconsin tonight, we might see that on a state primary where they might get to 95% and not have enough of a mathematical evaluation to be able to predict the winner. And if they can't predict the winner when it shows 95, then they ain't going to predict the winner. It's going to go into lawsuit after lawsuit and counting firm after counting firm and all kinds of crazy shit for fucking weeks.
Again, where did it just come down?
1,300 votes.
Okay.
4,300 votes. Yep. Hong wins 1,906 and Crowley gets 1,400.
Okay. And this.
I look like Tony Clifton.
And this is this is one I think on paper Crowley probably wanted to win. This is a good number. This ends up being a good number.
Down to $4
for Hong.
Lost $3 there
of a point.
So far.
So it's not. I say there's more breadth to his, but there are places like that. That's the sort of. It's not totally straightforward here, where it's like she's just doing it in the college towns or the the youngest places. We said we thought like this would be bellwether, and she's winning it. We thought Kenosha be bellwether, and she's winning it. So
she's winning the wrong counties. That's what I'm saying. It's not fucking fixed or anything. She's just winning the rich people, and the black people are not voting for her.
We just don't know.
And that's not what you thought it was going to be. You thought you were going to get that inner city vote to be her.
Is it really only 13,000? And if it's more, and those more are from the city of Madison.
There's really only 13,000 votes left. Oh my God, this is some fucking Florida shit.
It is true though.
Yo, this is a Kornacki orgasm.
We've been at
guys.
this.
1,800 vote difference, exactly.
Well,
that's what I mean. We've been at this. He's thinking he's like deep into the night because that's what happens in Michigan. That's what happens in California. You spend the whole fucking night grifting and playing these games. We're only an hour and 51 minutes into this motherfucker. Wisconsin, props to Wisconsin on the vote count either way. Holy shit, 77% in, and we're less than 2 hours into the show?
7 in South Carolina. That's why it feels longer. I don't think, maybe outside of the very first report, she's ever actually tipped this thing over.
No,
right?
She hasn't. Not the whole night.
She
hasn't been ahead at all.
That might be the thing that's kind of, 77% of the vote counted statewide. And, she, as I say, she gets these big updates, a couple of them have been in surprising places. And I think the Madison number, honestly, going into the night, you would have thought this number was a lot better for her. It still could get better. I think there's a
3%
there's
there
more
still left.
flux in this, I think, maybe than that 92% suggests.
3% in Dane County, that's going to be like
1382.
3,000 or 4,000 votes. She could flip the scales on that one.
Boy, this turned into quite a
California can never.
We're not going to.
Be back in 1 second.
2 a.m. again. I don't know. What are we
We're
doing?
not going to 2 a.m. They're really good at counting. Yeah.
We're hopeful that that Milwaukee Central Count update. Hopefully, they beat some of their past history in terms of reporting time.
Is there? Yeah. Has Decision Desk said anything about or our reporter? I know we have some reporters there, right? Like
we're trying to track down timing. That's the best I got for you right now.
Okay. But it does look like. I mean, clearly, it's not just Central Count now because there is more vote left in Milwaukee County than we thought, right?
Yes, that's right. I just point to Central Count because I know that's a big expected batch of votes.
Right. Yeah. No. Okay. It's just one of those. It's one of the many. Look at this. Our statewide expected vote has yet again been revised upward. We're essentially at 800,000 right now, and we started the night at like 6, maybe 6 and change.
Yeah.
So part of the story is we've seen in one primary after another is this explosion of interest. Whoa, Dane must have just come in.
No. Eau Claire?
Eau Claire.
Yes.
Okay, wow, it was a huge update for Hong. So tell me about this update.
Hong wins 1,584. Crowley gets 627.
Wow. Substantially.
Also, an update from Brown County. Andrew at the Decision Desk talked to the clerk, and everything in that last update was everything in the city of Green Bay in one of the villages, Election Day and Central Count.
Green Bay Central Count.
Yes, it was the city of Green Bay, election plus Central Count, plus one of the outlying villages.
So they are basically done in Brown.
Oh yeah, they're done.
They are done. Okay, that is a wrap in Brown, and Hong wins it. I mean, that's it's like you keep going back and forth on who's got the just when you think she look in the Fox River Valley here. Hong has done very, very well. I mean, she's going to win Brown County. She is going to win, I think, Outagamie County. If she can win both of those, I don't think there's any reason she's not going to win or can't win Winnebago County. 324. See, I'm just saying 2 minutes ago, Hong hasn't been able to get in front, 336, but this is, she did very, very well here. She's doing it. It's not complete yet. She's doing very, very well there. And again, that last update out of Eau Claire, I wonder if that's that reminds me of what I think what is possible in Dane is what I guess I'm trying to say. That was I assume we're getting super young. Are we getting are we in Eau Claire? Are we in young areas and flood turnout and it's overwhelmingly, and I think there's that possibility here.
I feel like that's the big storyline potentially thus far is right. Some of these places that are not the central or the largest county or city inside some of these counties.
Okay, guys, if she wins this thing, it is legitimate. This is one of the most legitimate primaries I've ever seen in my entire life. But at the core of what's going on right now is the fact that these people are not doing exit polls. If MSNBC, if NBC, if CNN, if Fox News, if anybody was on the ground in these counties doing exit polls, we would have an exit poll strategy and we would be able to know, are these people in Dane County young or are they not? And if they're not young, there's not much hope. But if there was an exit poll strategist out there from any fucking news corporation, we'd be able to pull this off. But remember, Donald Trump kind of destroyed all polls by saying all polls are fake and gay. So all polls are fake and gay, but right now we could have really used a exit poll in Dane County to see what this voting demo is. Are they showing up for her or not? I can't tell. It's so close. 92% in Dane County now. They're virtually, that's what he's saying. Once they drop this next piece in Dane County, with Madison, Wisconsin, it's over. It's over. She's got 3% left in Dane County. Because remember, it never goes to 100 on the insurgent. It always goes to 95 because it's a guess. And legally, they have to hold it at 95. But 95 is when the full fucking thing is done.
And we're at 90 in race.
Exit polls ruin the betting markets. Facts, right? Betting markets come in and exit polls go away, right?
They all come in at once. I think...
For the first time in my life, I'm asking for an exit poll.
26 votes.
I want an exit poll in fucking Dane County.
All in Kenosha.
I want to know.
Let's take a look at Kenosha.
Let's look up those fucking recount rules, though. Somebody was talking about a recount. Let's see what's going on with the recount.
I'll ask you a question after this, or maybe I'll look it up on my own.
I think he's looking up the same thing I am.
I think there might be still a few precincts out of Kenosha.
Okay.
The key rules, here we go. A candidate can request a recount if the candidacy is within 1%. Guys, they're both at 40.1% right now. If they're within one full percentage, they can call for a recount. More specifics. Winner receives 1,000 or more votes. The losing candidate must be within 1% of the vote total. Winner receives fewer than 1,000 vote margin. The margin must be 10 votes fewer. The recount is not automatic. The candidate has to file a recount petition with the appropriate filing officer. The candidate requesting the recount generally has to pay the cost to initiate the fee, although the amount can be adjusted, refunded from the Democratic Party if a recount is warranted. A recount can potentially change the winner. It isn't merely an audit of the existing result. Wisconsin does not have a special Democratic primary recount threshold. The same trajectory recount procedures apply regardless of whether the primary is Democratic or Republican. They run a bipartisan full election investigation recount on any primary that is brought to the clerk's office. That is something different about Wisconsin there too. The fact that it is a partisan primary matters for how the election is conducted, but not for creating the differences of a recount percentage or the ability for one of the two candidates to call for or file for a recount. Both have the ability to file for a recount right now.
We should,
because they are within the margin of voting difference, but they are also within the margin of the percentage difference.
Clarify potential recount rules.
Did I not tell you he was looking it up at the same time as me? Did I not fucking tell you? Motherfucker was literally looking it up at the same exact time as me.
Yeah. Because I think we're also getting.
Let's let him clarify them, but yeah.
This might,
It's gonna
arrange that.
It's gonna. It's definitely gonna.
We're saying it might not be resolved tonight.
Recounts are not automatic in Wisconsin, but a trailing candidate may request one if the winning vote margin is less than a percentage point in races where more than 4,000 votes are cast. That's from Associated Press.
Okay, well, certainly more than 4,000 votes are cast, and we're at 1/10 of a point right now. I mean, they've been running even, pretty much even, but, and so there is still
my money out, bro.
Some of that vote left that looks like it's kind of a wash, but a big chunk of this is that central count we're talking about, and we just don't know what to make of that.
That $7 is down to $4, guys.
Columbia, do we have much
money out? Was a fucking right decision.
I would think it's advantage.
Who is Crowley?
Okay.
He is a black
Then
man
Madison.
that isn't a communist.
Advantage Hong. Winnebago.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
Advantage Hong.
That's all you need to know, guys.
In this
Enjoy
part
the
of the
show.
state, right? So counties totaling 29.
Ooh, if she gets a big dump, she could get past the threshold. And remember, guys, we are going to get the Hong Kong dump here in a minute.
9,000 remaining votes. I'd say advantage Hong. 13 counties totaling about 20.
But the data dump is going to come from, the dump is coming from Milwaukee, and Milwaukee's been voting for the black guy.
1,000. I would say
it's been reversed. It's been reversed all night. It's really crazy.
I would say our advantage Crowley, and that big puzzle there of Milwaukee. I just don't know what to make of it. It could just be a wash,
right?
But there's the possibility that
it's a
central
big,
count,
huge thing that switches something for
goes
somebody.
south for Crowley. That's the risk for him there in Milwaukee County. So
something went up again, though.
886 votes.
And he's got to be above 1,000.
For Crowley right now. Now I'm just looking myself. We went to the 6 that account for half of it. I'm just looking for.
Wow, guys, this is getting crazy. This is getting crazy. Let us bounce back for a second. Let's see what else we got going on here. Transportation Secretary speaking in New Jersey at a
Gallagher
airport
Orthodontics is
traffic control incident. Let's take a little bit of this, and then we'll get right back to the count. It's going to be a long night, guys. Stay with us.
But before we do that, I just want to take a couple moments to talk about how we got here today, which is we have had a very old air traffic control system, and for the last 30 years.
The world is watching. This is a wild one.
To build something brand
Wisconsin's going to be a
new.
real weird place tonight.
It's incredibly difficult, and though there was an effort, the build never happened. They never built a brand new system, and so once we saw some of the issues in the aviation system, which, by the way, one of the key points to get the $12.5 billion out of one big beautiful bill, also known as the Working Families Tax Cut and Jobs Act, was what happened right here in Newark. A little over a year ago, we had a couple of brief outages in our network. Many of you covered that. And it was a great prompt for Congress to listen to what we were saying to give us the extra dollars.
Not feeling good about Texas? I'm feeling good about Texas. I don't think Telrico's gonna do it. He got too much weird shit on him.
We have been working overtime to deliver for the American people. So thus far, we have changed out 60% of the copper to fiber. Once we get done switching over to fiber, we're then going to have to take our network from analog to digital. Don't laugh at us. Most companies.
Wow, that's so. Holy
shit! We are about to do that here at the FAA.
Bro, what?
We have installed.
We about to go digital at the FAA in 2026. Holy fuck!
Awareness systems like the one we are going to deploy today here at Newark. We have deployed.
Yeah, when Texas falls, that's the last domino. Please God, no.
Analog radios that we use between air traffic
controllers
no. and our pilots.
Yo, if on November 4th we're watching this live stream and Telrico wins Texas, I will jump off my balcony live on the stream. I
Airplanes,
promise you, I will.
That's going from analog to digital. 19 towers.
I promise you, I will.
To electronic flight strips. We have 151 new voice switch systems across.
Two gun. Who's going to be the new emoji? Who's the next president? Got Joe Biden and Trump there.
Now, once they get out of the academy, it does take them time to train up in the facilities. But this is the fastest that we have hired air traffic controllers in the history.
It reminds me of MS-DOS.
Of the FAA.
But it's flying our
What I want you to
planes.
think about is,
But it's flying our
brand
planes.
New computer with no software, but you deploy 1995 software in your computer, your brand new hardware of a computer is going to operate like it's from 1995.
Bro, what?
So what we're doing here is very similar.
This is
We are
wild.
deploying all new technology. We are
Afroman 2028,
like what would be a
word.
new computer. The key, though, is what software do we put into this new, more resilient system?
AOC will
We
be
have
the
been
next
working at
president.
the
Throw the
FAA
$5
on a
super
new,
chat. Put her
a
into
new
the fucking
system
mix.
that will bring us more efficiency and greater safety. Administrator Bedford has been at the forefront of that. But that's when we really start to see the changes in aviation, the changes in flight times, the changes in delays. We can't change the weather. We had a
Benjamin
pretty big
Netanyahu,
weather event last
2028.
Friday. We don't control that, though Mr. Bedford sometimes maybe he thinks he does, or he'd love to. We don't. This is one of the largest projects in America right now. This build is taking place in all 50 states. You think about airports across
Wow.
the country, and it's those
Kinda-
airports
kinda
that are
sounds
being
like a
updated
compromised
with
thing.
the resources that the Congress gave us.
We're
So
sort
this
of
is not
compromised,
small.
aren't we?
This is not one or two airports. This is a nationwide build. So we are about 10 months into the build. We are moving at historic speeds. The FAA, even some in the FAA would say this could never be done. We've got now true believers. This project will be completed by the end of 2028.
Scott, don't
we are
spam,
well
my
on our
guy.
way. We continually update Congress on
No
where
spamming.
we're at with our bill.
And
We are on time.
Michael,
we are more than on budget. We are actually
was it
saving
Mike?
money
No,
in
yeah,
the
Mike,
voting
not
process.
Michael, but Mike.
And it's with that money.
Mike, remember the rules of the Mod Club. Unless they are death threats, spamming, or billboarding, we don't do the 24 hours. We only do up to 5-minute timeouts for anybody that's just saying shit we don't like.
The new software.
Keep the
which, by
conversations
way,
going.
Any members of Congress watching, any senators watching, we need more money to finish that software project. You can't fault me for making a pitch for more cash. And the last thing before I turn it over to the administrator, this has been bipartisan. Infrastructure is never a partisan issue.
Right, but why did it take you guys 40 fucking years to update the software, bro?
There is not a Democrat or Republican airport. All Americans use American infrastructure.
Yeah, and all Americans have seen you guys not update it in like 80 years. Anyway, back to Kornacki. Let's get back into it.
She
What's going on now? What do we got?
she found just enough
He's literally up by 562 votes.
sort of unlikely support in unlikely places. Just if she wins, I think that'll be the story. It'll be that, she won St. Croix. It'll be that she swept the bow counties. These aren't things I think that were expected. And I think if you looked at some of the if you looked at some of the numbers elsewhere in the state and then said, okay, now how do you think the bow counties went? You would have said they were going to Crowley. These things are not necessarily or for that matter.
But you don't know. That's the thing, is we just don't know. I guarantee you we're probably going to get all the way up to 95% tonight, before even midnight. And then MSNBC is going to go off the air and say, we're not going to know there's going to be a recount.
Or Kenosha.
Because if you don't if they don't declare a victor, if they can't figure out the math to declare a victor before that ticker hits 95, it's done. Then it becomes the Joe Biden thing.
That's if. Again, she's
We just got Columbia County, another 356 votes. He wins 222, she wins 86.
That was right there. Yeah. Okay, again, and that was one of, believe it or not, that is one of the bigger remaining pieces of the puzzle. How many votes were there, you said?
356.
Okay, yeah, there's still there's still, and this number with what's true, we have
Kinda wild, you're still holding on, it really is.
144,000, we think now.
It really is. It's like
remaining
she just
statewide.
barely misses it every
This
time.
is the first time, okay, things might be settling down a little bit. I say this only because this
But
is the first time I see our
0.2%,
expected
that's
vote
they're
actually
gonna-
come down.
Yeah,
They'll do a
I see
recount.
793 now.
Right. So that's partly why that number of remaining votes just went down. Our decision desk has now lowered slightly, but lowered the total expected vote, the total turnout.
Now they're changing it.
Maybe
What?
a sign of kind of getting a little bit better handle on it, and maybe narrowing a bit
God.
the universe of what's left here. 144,000 votes. 828's the margin. Adam, just tell me, what are the last
Republicans, yeah,
two?
they do.
We just got some small ones, but I'm just curious what they are.
Yeah, Shawano was the most recent one, 511 new votes. Crowley 238, Hong 155.
Right. Yeah. See, that's it.
I feel like I'm in a room full of independents tonight. We're the only people that actually think this is fascinating. The rest of America is just having a heart attack while they go to sleep tonight. Oh no, I'm a fucking Democrat and we gotta get rid of Trump. No, I'm a Democrat and we don't want to get rid of Trump. We want a revolution. It's like,
He's
okay.
sustained by.
But for the independents in the chat,
out of that, a Crowley County.
Finally, my family, my people.
I would think
Double tap.
Crowley.
Hit that like button, guys. We are 10 likes away from 100. And make sure to hit that subscribe button, guys.
I would think Crowley. I would have thought Crowley, but I don't know what to think. Look what's happening around.
I don't know what to think. Exactly, bro.
Where else do we have here?
Me too, bro.
That just has absolutely
Me
nothing.
too, bro.
I think there's probably about 3,000 votes here.
I don't know what to
I
think.
would think that's Crowley, and that's certainly the
I would
the
think
local
that's,
pattern.
I don't know what to
So
fucking
again,
think,
those are
bro.
all places where this could, if
There's 800
if he
votes,
gets
you have
what
no
I
fucking
think
idea,
out of
bro.
a lot of the places I just circled, that number could get up to, that could knock that up to 1,500, 2,000, somewhere in there,
Israel's working with China? Bro, what? That's crazy.
And then
have
if
you
you're
told
looking
Tucker
at it
Carlson?
from Hong's
He's talking to Hunter
standpoint,
Biden, and they're
right? I'm circling these
China,
small
Israel,
ones, 4,000 here, 3,000, 1,500, all that. Right here.
You should
been doing very
email
well in this
Candace
area.
Owens about that one.
We think there's 16,000 votes left. So, that's the game they've been playing, right? Crowley could take, add a little bit here, add a little bit here, add here, and then Hong could get a big chunk of it, could just slash it all away in Winnebago. She's doing quite well.
Oh my God!
Did we get a few more
He's just talking out his ass. There's no fucking way you could even know a
Yeah, we
fucking
got
lick
another
of what's
update
going
in
on.
Iowa.
This
and,
is so goddamn close.
Marquette.
How did Iowa break?
This is closer than
242
Florida.
Votes, Crowley 118.
This feels like Florida
Hong 64.
2000.
And then Marquette was what?
Crowley nets about 62 votes.
Yeah, just that. Okay. And our, 142,000 left.
Wow. Oh, wait. So they went from, their estimate was 152,000 was the voting body. Then they said it was 144,000. Now they're saying it's 142,000. How did you predict that there were literally 10,000 more votes and then turn around and say, actually, those 10,000 votes don't exist? And you wonder why people are skeptical of elections, because we have to listen to this fucking coverage as the only way into the fucking primary. All right, guys, let's check back in with the transportation secretary here. Here we go.
Which is why we have had bipartisan buy-in to the effort that we're undertaking, and why we have such great partnership.
Have a great night, Arizona.
Appreciate
you.
This job is not done. It's at the beginning.
Hung has those SSRI eyes, bro. That's the comment, Sarah. I was about to do it because it was Dallas Sarah anyway. Sarah, welcome to the Mod Club. Don't abuse it or you lose it. Let's go.
I'll mention is,
that was a solid comment.
What
SSRI
this radar
eyes.
is going to do, it's 30 years old, and what it's going to do is give us better technology.
Yes, there's mail-in votes. There's about 10 to 20,000 dump in Milwaukee.
Vehicles on the ground at the Newark Airport. It'll see aircraft on final approach. It is a more resilient system. This actually was built wish it was built in Wisconsin. It wasn't. It's built here in New York, up in Syracuse, by Saab. And again, these are being deployed around the country. But again, it allows controllers on a dark night or controllers in bad weather, if they can't see out of the tower and see what's happening on the tarmac, they can actually use this radar to actually see on their screens where everything is at, airplanes, vehicles.
Wow, who would have thought?
And again, it keeps the American traveling public
It's just like
safer
common
as we
fucking
use these
sense.
Guys.
I can't believe it took them so long.
We are going to lift this new system. It's going to take us about 3 minutes to get it up. I'm going to turn it over to Brian Bedford after we all say a few words. We'll come back and take a couple questions from you all before we actually lift the radar up. Thank you. Brian.
Okay, let's see what's going on here. Skip around on here.
Our air manage their.
We don't buy those off the shelf. Like, people don't just build those and wait for someone to come to the store and buy them. They're built to order. So we order them, and then they have to be built for us. And this undertaking is so big, the order is so large, it's taking some of these companies a little bit of time to actually build what we need to deploy for our airspace. And as the administrator mentioned,
blame the white man
we have made a requirement that this equipment be built in America with American jobs, the American workforce. We have a president also who he loves flying, he loves the airspace, and it's helpful. I told you, this is bipartisan. No one wants an unsafe airspace. We all want safe, efficient airspace, but the president has leaned in and has been a great advocate for getting us the money. He asks and will call and wants updates on how we're doing and how quickly we can go. But I'll just tell you all this: we have the most complicated airspace in the world. No one comes close to as many airplanes in their airspace as we do, and so we do set the standard in the world for what equipment, what software, how we operate this airspace, because we are the biggest, but we're also the best. And we, again, are leading the way with this new infrastructure and this new software that the administrator mentioned will be deployed this coming September. With that, happy to take any of your questions that you may have for any of us. Yes. Hey, Lindsay.
Air traffic controllers. Oh, thank you.
We'll go back to Kong in a
sick
second here.
During that weather, can you talk about a little how this technology will either compensate for or complement staffing shortages like that while you are still hiring air traffic controllers?
Yeah, so it's a good question. Last Friday, my wife was trying to fly back to New York and sat in the airport all day. It affects us all. So we had a large weather event in New York. And then we had, depending on what facility you look at, we had a 40 to 60% call out rate for our controllers. And I posted that because I think it's important that we're transparent with the American people. If there's issues in the airspace, we should tell you.
That's why, yeah. You should tell us why we're fucking sitting on the tarmac.
If you look at the soft, that's the staffing side, making sure people are coming to work, doing their jobs, even on a tough day when you have a lot of weather. But as the administrator probably would tell you, the new software that you haven't seen
it's
yet,
White Diddy.
We've given a few demonstrations.
He runs the transportation now.
To Congress.
It's non-gay
We
Pete
have one coming
Buttigieg.
for the president and to the media. We'd like to share this with you as well. But when we get weather events, to have better technology, better software, is going to help us better manage the airspace. So if there's paths through the weather that we can safely take, we can deploy those for our airlines and increase the through capacity. So this software will help us not fix the weather, but help us safely navigate the weather and get more airplanes through it. Yes.
Hello, Mr. Secretary. Bill Curry with Aviation Week. Where is the $10 billion right now in Congress? What is the status of that request? And the Modern Skies Coalition has actually endorsed $20 billion to finish the brand new air traffic control system. Where are we in terms of the funding in Congress?
So I didn't ask Bill to ask that question, but thank you for asking it. We have continually asked the Congress, and I'll just say, it's a bipartisan frustration for me. because everybody tells me they want to do it because this is so important. If you get
Right.
stuck in an airport for 6 hours or 12 hours or for
But let me
for a
guess,
day,
they can't.
you
They're on
want the system to
vacation.
work.
Got it. No wonder they're fucking
everyone
losing,
tells
guys.
me R's and D's alike. They
Vote
want
out
to-
every incumbent on both sides.
We haven't had the money yet.
They're on vacation and they're trying to get $10 billion for the
That
fucking
is to finish
airplane.
the software that's going to truly modernize the air traffic control system.
This is fucking bullshit. And they're not giving them the money. They're not giving them the money. Let's go back to Kornacki and this fucking Hong Kong data drop that's about to come out. Hong Kong data drop. Wait, did he not go live? Wait. Oh, no, he's
Where
live.
I will run. It'll take 2 minutes. It's just, you all understand. But I don't want to. Somebody just came in. What was it?
See,
the lead.
dude, he wants to go to the bathroom, and then as soon as he says he wants to go to the bathroom, she fucking takes the lead.
Oh my God! I almost went to the bathroom for that. Okay, Paul just took the lead. What would tell us about the update?
6,000 new
Yo,
votes.
that's
Hong
funny.
wins 50% of them, and Crowley gets 33%.
What was the raw? Can you give us the raw vote?
Yes, 6,229 total. Hong 3,089. Crowley 2,054.
She won it by 1,000. She won it by 1035. She won the update by 1035 from Dane County, taking a lead of 254. For the first time tonight, I believe Francesca Hung has taken the lead in the statewide tally. That is now with 83% of the vote in statewide. She's taken the lead. It is 254 votes. That update from Dane, you said was how many votes?
6,000, and there was another 700 from Portage as well.
700 from Portage.
Neither one of them have 40% even.
Yes.
What'd she win the Portage update by?
385 votes for her and 185 for Crowley.
Okay, and I'm also seeing something else significant here. This update just came in from Dane. It was very big for Hong. It looks like as that happened, we increased the
amount,
remaining
too.
vote in Dane.
Yeah, because the 92% didn't change, and you got 2,000 extra votes. How did that happen?
We were looking at, before this update came in,
Yeah,
we were
that's
looking at, remember we
exactly-
said 13,000 remaining votes in Dane.
Yeah.
So that update was 6,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think it knocks it down to 7. We now have a remaining vote in Dane of 15,000.
Yeah, okay. He literally was saying it exactly. They were in Dane County, and they had it at 92%, and she was up by 9,000. Now she's up by 11,000, but it's still at 92%. What the fuck's going on? They had to have increased the data entry of the amount of votes that were coming out of Dane County.
I'm looking at the Dane County website in the most.
And he's going to
as
say
of
no.
right now.
And then that's like, well, then
there
what the
could be
fuck
a pending
happened?
update that hasn't yet hit our system. But they say 274 of 281 precincts reporting on their website.
270, say again?
274 of 281. So they have 7 precincts remaining.
Right, and we're trying to just gauge how many votes are in those precincts.
Yes.
And
yes.
it seems like I think we're now expecting there to be what just happened.
She's up by
We just got an
300 now.
update in Hennepin County too in Minnesota. That looks like all of their vote, so we may be close to a call there.
I'm sorry. This is what happens. We get so locked in, but folks, this is in Minnesota tonight. This closely watched, and there it is.
Oh, yep,
Peggy Flanagan, the lieutenant governor. NBC News projects will
The Ice
win
Out
the
Lady
Democratic
wins in
nomination
Minnesota.
for the United States Senate in Minnesota.
The Ice
She defeats
Out Lady
Congresswoman
wins
Angie Craig
in Minnesota.
And she will advance to the general election to face former broadcaster Michelle Tafoya, who easily won the
Fucking
Republican
hope she wins it.
nomination tonight. Again,
We got a
closely
commie
watched race here.
in Minnesota,
Pitted,
guys.
Flanagan certainly
Tommy wins
running
in
on the
Minnesota.
left here. Craig representing a more competitive congressional district in the Twin Cities area, seen as the more moderate centrist candidate in this race, but an emphatic victory, it appears, for Flanagan here in this United States Senate race. I say closely watched. Unfortunately, we didn't watch much of it tonight because we've been busy in Wisconsin.
Hong
But we
is up by
the way, we
300
said
votes right now.
We had low expectations for Minnesota in terms of the timing.
I was really not expecting a call from them first, but
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised
No.
that we got that in.
No, and it just, instead of jumping between them, I've been locked in on this thing from the start because this thing, from the word go, has been a puzzle. 295 votes. Francesca Hung leads David Crowley by right now. Okay. I still do need to.
Yes, and they're ready. They're ready.
Okay. Okay. I mean, if you don't mind, just leave it right on this screen, and I'll be right back.
So he's gonna go to the bathroom real quick, and we're gonna go. God damn it, into this damn fucking thing. Ugh, I hate that it does that sometimes. We're gonna go right back into Mr. Transportation Secretary here. Finish the end of this, guys. Make sure you double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe. We're 4 likes away from 100. Help us get to 100. And remember to help support the channel. We stay independent. We don't have sponsors. No BetterHelp. No Black Rifle Coffee. We make fun of both sides of the news. No news is news. 7 days a week. If you love the show, help support us. Throw a super chat down. $5 super chats. Add any name you want to the poll of the day. $10 super chats. Remove any candidate from the poll of the day. Thank you all. Join in, comrades. Let's go again.
But every single member of Congress and every senator, one of the most common calls I get is they want to tell me about how old their tower is. Their towers are really old. Some are built in the 60s and 70s, roofs that leak, ceiling tiles that are gone. It's old equipment. And I tell them, listen, I can't build you new towers because I don't have money for new towers.
Jesus.
But I don't think our future should be,
vote out all incumbents.
Tower. We should build new infrastructure. That's what the second $10 billion is for, to deploy to the
second $10 billion. Hey now,
towers around the country, building that new infrastructure. What I mean by that is that's the actual bricks and mortar of the tower. Our towers that go up are incredibly old. So I would love 20, but I'll take 10 because what's just. When we build the new infrastructure of new telecom, new radar, new radios, we get from analog to digital, the magic will happen with the software as well. And I want to see those come together at the same time. I want to see the deployment of all this new infrastructure at the same time as we've developed the software. Let's not get all the infrastructure in and then make us wait another 10 years to get money to deploy new software. Let's do this all in one fell swoop and fix the aviation system. So I want the money quicker rather than later. Hopefully by the end of this year we'll get it. Yes.
What can you tell us about that or anything else to manage helicopters and fixed wing in the airspace?
Yes, so this is a question about Marine One from last week, loss of separation. Just so first to be clear, they were not converging flight paths. We've found, at a staff level between the Marine One team and the FAA, there had been some telecom issues. That's been now elevated. Brian and I, along with the President's Marine One team, are working on a fix to the telecom issue.
Hey now, just hit 100.
But just to be clear,
thank you all for watching.
Crash at DCA.
We're in hour 3 right now.
Have prohibited cross traffic between helicopters and airplanes, unless it's presidential movement or if it's law enforcement or first responder movement. But even when that happens, we shut down the airspace. We are not going to have cross traffic again in these complicated airspaces like DCA. So it was a good flag for us. We are resolving that, and our teams are working very well together.
New York, I have 2 questions for you. How does the FAA plan to use AI to interact with radars like this one?
Trey, is this not propaganda that you're watching right now? Everything's propaganda, bro.
FAA and to bring some
turn on a sports ball game.
I'll go first.
Enjoy your life.
Turn over to Administrator Bedford. But listen, AI, I think, in how
people deeply into politics as they say that they don't like sports. It's like it's the same fucking thing, guys.
Flight management systems, AI can be very useful to us.
Pick your team.
There's tools that we can give our controllers that may use AI. But I want to be clear to all of you and to our controllers.
Sure, and look at Paramount and how right-wing it is.
That is left to our air traffic controllers. We're not going to outsource that to a computer system. But can AI assist them? Many of you have heard that their jobs are difficult, they're stressful, they're taxing. if we can alleviate some of that pressure by giving them additional tools, well, we want to do that for them. And that's what we're looking at right now.
They don't call it sports ball.
The FAA went through an exhaustive test and competition, if you will, with multiple different companies to build the system, which we call SMART. And through that competition, ASI came up with the best product, the best tool.
No, Paramount's not right wing. It's not owned by literally Larry Ellison and Tom Cruise and the Scientologists. No, it's not a Jesus First network that has an attachment to Angel Studio. No,
the best and the brightest.
Okay.
But we also want the best companies.
They only hosted the UFC on the White House lawn. You know,
companies building our software. And what's different is we're not just picking
Bro don't know the industry,
a contractor
obviously.
to work for us. We're actually going through a competition to see who actually can deliver on behalf of the FAA. And when you see teams work against each other, it gives us an opportunity to see how they operate, see what they can produce, how responsive they can be to our needs, and then we make the selection, which is what happened with ASI. I'll do one more question if you have it, then otherwise, no more.
No more questions. All right, no more questions. All right, we don't give a fuck about your more questions anyway. Back to Kornacki Cam. I'm sure he took a shit. All right, here we go.
No.
Oh my fucking God! What is going on?
Just came in 445 votes. Crowley 193, Hong 156.
Insane.
Okay, that was it. Okay, so it really was on the strength of what we just saw in Winnebago. I'm sorry, I had to do that. I'm sorry. It's just no good time.
Wow.
Okay, Adam is just going to check on that, but that leaves we think now. We still think. I'm just checking in here.
I guess so.
That there
but you
are.
also probably
we
don't
still
understand
think
the entertainment
13,000 votes to come.
You literally have 13 Democratic state attorney generals suing Paramount over buying Warner Brothers. It is like deeply, deeply attached to the right-wing agenda because that's the whole purpose, is that when Trump came on the fucking scene in 2015, everything is liberal. The only way you can control it is to control the assets. And now you have Netflix and 13 liberal Democrat state attorney generals saying that there's a monopoly because Paramount wants to buy Warner Brothers, because that would mean that there would be only a monopoly of one streaming service. There's no such thing as YouTube, Amazon, Tubi, Plex, Netflix, fucking HBO Max. Well, HBO Max would be merging with it. Trying to think of the other 17, Rumble, Twitter, fucking Facebook, Instagram. There's nowhere else that you can watch content. It'll be a giant monopoly if a right-wing organization buys another.
We had no votes from there.
Yeah. Crowley wins 673.
949 now.
Yep.
We also got a Forest update.
Most people don't understand
Crowley
what's going on with
293,
Paramount, but you
Hong
will soon.
231.
You will soon.
And we got another Winnebago update.
Yeah.
I'm happy about
439
Paramount.
votes.
I think they need to fight for
Crowley gets
themselves.
210
And they
to
keep buying
Hong's
shit up.
124.
They also aren't charging us for everything. They letting that
So
fucking
yeah,
UFC
I'd love to
ride.
know. I'd love to know if it. Boy, this is
Baseball is America. Word.
So many puzzles with these numbers
I
that come
know.
in because, just when we think we got a sense of this sort of Fox Valley here,
now they changed
Crowley
the
is
amount
putting up
of
incredible
fucking
numbers in
votes.
Winnebago County. But we thought he was putting up pretty good numbers in Brown County, where Green Bay was, and then all of a sudden at the end of the Brown County count, they gave us Green Bay, and Green Bay was a disaster for him.
We got a
It was
Sheboygan update.
Fantastic. Now that must be good for Crowley. No, it was. All the expectations are getting confounded. It wasn't good for him, was it?
He nets votes out of it, but he only nets at like 50 votes. It was 2,357 votes, 989 to 928.
Okay, so you just went up again. Something else?
Racine.
Yeah.
Crowley gets 519. Hong gets 413. Those were the latest two updates.
So he's pushed his lead
Oh, are
back
they making
over
that into a movie?
1,100.
Taylor
tenth of a
Sheridan.
point,
Damn.
but,
Bro, that's going to be... That'll be a good one. Fuck
Now
yeah.
I'm going to ask you.
That might be an Oscar contender for him.
Here's what I see.
He's doing
Can
it as a movie or a
maybe
series?
ask our friends at the decision desk.
Yeah.
I now see a Milwaukee County expected vote that is yet higher.
Yeah.
You see it too?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they're now
And I
adding
expect,
more
you know,
people
total
into fucking
expected
Milwaukee
vote for the
again.
state also higher.
They fucking
Okay, wow. Yeah, remember
like we should have
30
it
minutes
be,
ago when I said for the first time we had adjusted our expected vote. Why do I say that when I say I always see this, I feel, in Dane County. We're also seeing it in Milwaukee County, where again, we keep finding out that turnout is
right. That's what's fucked up. Is the turnout shouldn't change throughout the night. And that is not MSNBC or Kornacki's fault. That is the fucking people in Wisconsin. Who the fuck is coming up with these data numbers that are saying, oh, these many people came to count. Oh, now these many people came to count. Oh, now there's actually more people here. Oh, now there's actually less people here. Oh, well, now we actually almost got to count, but actually there's 3,000 more people over here now. It's fucking nuts. It's fucking nuts. They should know exactly how many people voted the second that they fucking closed the polls. This is how many people pushed the button. We will let you know when we know what they fucking counted. Guys, our vote goes live by IP addresses and Google fucking accounts every hour. Why is our poll on our YouTube stream more secure than a US election? It's insane. And after this, if Hong loses, maybe these fucking DSA go all crazy and they start fucking fighting for the Save America Act. Though it's, TDS, Donald Trump, oh no.
100 votes, just a couple hundred here, a couple hundred here, a couple
this
hundred here.
ain't secure.
And then he's able to take, remember,
now he's 1,400 ahead.
And there's basically been like a net change here of about 2,000 votes since then that put Crowley back in front with a very interesting development there in Winnebago County that I'm trying to understand because, if what happened in Brown.
No, not Wagner, not Wagner, the composer. I disassociate from the Nazis. Not Wagner, the military contractor. I disassociate myself from revolution in Russia. And I'm also not Alex Wagner on MSNBC. I am Alex R. Wagner, the real Alex Wagner. And if you guys want to help me get above Alex Wagner, the stupid, shitty Alex Wagner, you can search my name on Google, Alex R. Wagner, and I got 16 feature films, including Christmas in Florida, the only documentary about COVID, the only Christmas movie, I missed that tag there, the only Christmas movie that ends on January 6th, now available on Amazon Prime.
This could just be the setup for what happened in Brown happening
Alex
here.
Wagner, the real Alex Wagner, the R.
Is Crowley doing essentially unexpectedly well here? Is what we're trying to think. 30.
They don't fucking know what's going on.
8,000.
I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. It's so fucking close. It's so insanely close.
If you are watching closely, you know that is higher than we said a little while ago.
Ain't no fucking way.
Dane 15.
You're never going to know.
Winnebago.
This is going to take forever.
12,
because there's no way you're going to verify a winner.
Let me reset this. Let me just do
12,000. Who won the championship?
15,
no one yet.
38.
Hong Kong and Dilladong is down by 1,500.
Those are the only 3 counties with more than 10,000 votes left. Only one more county has more than 5,000 votes left. It's right here, Columbia County, that has 6,000 votes left. Everything else that's out in the state has fewer than 5,000 votes left. Now, in a context of a race this close, every little thing matters.
Well, it does, because 8% more.
More than Hong, Crowley is collecting these little updates from a broad cross-section of the state, right? So Hong needs places that have population centers.
Wisconsinites must really hate Thanksgiving. I really feel like they should have pushed that one more. That one was the one that bugged me the most. I was like, how do you can't walk that one back. That's just fucking insane. In a response of walking it back was like, it was COVID. It was weird. I'm like, what?
To whatever it is that remains in mass.
That report their absentee ballots at the central location. 4 of them have reported. So it's Milwaukee and 4 other municipalities that will be kind of, I think that accounts for the updated vote. We know the Milwaukee's somewhere around 28,000.
Right.
And there's 10,000 more outside of that.
It's a fucking race.
That, it
really is.
Municipalities
and it's Wisconsin, too. It's a fucking
count.
ID state, too. There's no real shenanigans going on here, guys. It's just a fucking race.
Or just municipalities we don't have any votes from.
It's their absentee ballots at the central location. And again, 4 of those counties have reported. So we have gotten some of those mixed in already, but 4 of them still have outstanding.
Wait, but no, I understand. So there are 9 municipalities in Milwaukee County that use central count for their absentee and for their early.
Yeah.
You're saying we've got is our decision desk saying that they think this 38,000 is all coming out of central count?
28,000 central count from Milwaukee.
From Milwaukee, but is the other 10 central count for other cities?
Yes.
So it is all coming out of central count?
Yes.
Right. I mean, so okay, it's all absentee, is what I'm saying.
I think that's right. Yes.
Okay, that's the. I mean, that's. Can we just
strongly
double check on that
hung.
because that's so important because
Crowley
if
wasn't
we're
in the
looking
race.
at nearly 40,000 votes that are absentee or early, you know what I'm saying, right? How many of those votes were cast in July? How many of those
Crowley
votes were
wasn't
cast
in the
for
race?
Mandela Barnes, for Sarah Rodriguez? How many of those votes were cast when Crowley looked like he was going to be an afterthought in this campaign? If you're Crowley, like, he has the advantage and he's building it in these small places right now. He has the advantage in the tally right now, is what I'm trying to say. But Hong has a big bunch of votes, I think, from you saw what those Dane updates can do. She can get a couple more of those. She may be able to get, I think, I'm very suspicious that what happened in Brown is going to happen in Winnebago. Okay? So between 15,000 votes in Dane and potentially a repeat of what happened in Brown happening in Dane,
you can hear it still,
that
right?
could get her,
Let me do that real quick,
that could
Ron.
erase a lot of
Gotta
that.
Fix this.
Then,
System settings.
if there's nearly 40,000 votes just sitting there that were cast at like the lowest moment, they weren't all cast in July. They were not all cast in July. But how many of them were? And does that take a batch of votes from a place that Crowley's doing pretty well in, that's his home base?
But a lot of them.
And does that end up making him underperform with it? And I truly have no idea what to expect.
Nobody fucking knows,
this.
bro.
It's just
it's vote by vote at
if you
this
remember
point.
at the start of the night, we said
they're
if
coming from everywhere.
Hong
It's
forces
vote by vote.
get
You have
close,
no fucking
but
idea.
just
Nobody
miss. Would it be because of all of the votes that were cast in that, vote by mail?
Right.
What
are you saying about vote by mail? That maybe we should wait until election day because there's a bunch of votes where he wasn't even in the race? Is that what you're on NBC? You're saying this on NBC, Kornacki? Chill your fucking ass out. Chill your ass out. It sounds like you're advocating for the Save America Act live on the air, Kornacki.
Testing whether that makes the difference here.
Chill your ass out, bro.
Get in front. Well,
chill your
have to
ass
get in front
out
first because again, if this batch of votes were
I
really
understand what
bad
team
for
you're
Crowley,
playing on.
Hong might do better than him with it. Or maybe it's less of an issue than I'm talking it up to be, and it's quite fine for Crowley.
And it's nothing, but it could be something.
It's a huge
38,000 votes.
Andrew at the decision desk was looking at the question that you posed earlier about those Milwaukee County votes. He thinks so. All the places that are listed as having outstanding vote on the website, the municipalities have reported election day vote. So what is outstanding would be the absentee and early vote. Yeah,
right.
Central count.
The only thing left is
I
absentee.
see something
We're
just
waiting
came in.
for
It was
the
about
fucking
300
dump
votes
now, guys.
positive for Hong. What was it?
That was Pierce.
Okay. Yes. It just you gotta
love
what? A primary night like this is just confound. Is that the proper use? Confounds your expectations.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I shouldn't try to sound smart, but like I would have looked at this and said, "This
Makes
is
no
Crowley
sense.
country tonight."
Yeah.
And she wins St. Croix, and she this is what I'm saying. I think it's population centers to some degree.
Yeah.
Minneapolis, suburbs. But yeah,
What the
Pierce
fuck?
and St. Croix, I would have put firmly in the Crowley category, and Hong wins them both.
It's the bleed of Minnesota, though.
And cuts
That's
that
what that
margin to
is. It's
1375.
It's suburbs of a Minnesota city. It's
we're down.
That's it. It's
We're
these
down to
state
about
lines that Wisconsin has. They're so
20,000
weird.
votes we think left statewide, give or take, as you know.
120,000 and 38,000 of them are
been a
part
lot
of the
of
Hong
votes
Kong belt.
And 120, look, a third of them
Maybe if they mail in their IDs.
A third
but it
what
doesn't,
we think is left statewide.
The argument that Kornacki is making live on the air actually makes more sense for fucking voter ID or for a same-day election than anything else. Donald Trump has even said that, where he goes, if you're not an active military or you can't get to the voting booth because of health conditions, you shouldn't be allowed to vote by mail. And this is an exact example why. Crowley wasn't in this race until essentially last week when he was endorsed by the governor. Hong never got any coverage, even locally, until 2 or 3 weeks ago. The fact that these people voted by mail in mid-July, when there were 7 other candidates in the race, and Crowley was one of them, but Hong wasn't expected to win, drawing a conclusion that Hong will take probably 70 to 80% of that actual mail-in vote, it's crazy. It's crazy that that's allowed to happen in a primary. You should have to show up to the fucking voting booth. What kind of silly world are we living in where 38,000 people recreationally get to vote on an election 2 fucking months before it happens? This is how this happens.
What do you think that's
How many of those people don't want Hong?
Crowley just got something huge.
But they're fucked now.
We got a Milwaukee update.
Huge.
Oh,
I mean,
my goodness.
Milwaukee
What do we
update, he's
get?
getting it. He's getting the vote. He's getting the mail-in vote.
Votes.
What?
Crowley gets 2,556. Hong gets 1,568.
Is this being reported out from Central Count?
Let me see what...
We're going to keep the audio rolling on this, guys. We're going to go into our next
Wauwatosa,
hour of the
West
show.
Dallas.
Remember, guys, you can vote on a member, put somebody in the poll, $5 Super Chats, help support the channel. $10 Super Chats, pull somebody out of the poll of the day. Thank you all for watching. Let's go live and listen in as we go into the next hour of our show, hour 4.
You see what I'm getting at? That was Central Count, and he won it.
Yeah.
He won the fucking mail-in.
Just be sure of that?
Yeah, so those municipalities were previously not reporting, and now they're reporting, and the only one that's left not reporting is the city of Milwaukee.
I think something else just came in.
Oconto, 2,611 votes. Crowley, 1,185. Hong, 743.
Yep. That is potentially blockbuster, what just happened in Milwaukee.
I think that
that's why
might
I want to be so sure.
Ready to, they might declare this pretty
this
soon here.
correctly
It looks like
as
he's going
Central
to win
Count,
now.
because if it is a very emphatic answer to the question we've been posing about what that vote looks like. All these things about when the vote was cast and is there a penalty. Crowley just did you saw it. You saw it. Now, that's, well, let's just let.
Is the poll up or not?
Andrew at the decision desk also thinks that what's just remaining is the 28,000 from Central Count from the city of Milwaukee.
Sure, but he thinks that was specifically Central Count that just came in.
Yes.
Wow,
Well, if you're at
that doesn't make
Crowley
any sense because he
now,
wasn't even on Crowley's side at that point.
That is the single biggest piece of news you've had.
Get your vote in now.
All night,
Hour 4 starts
That's
now
huge.
of our show. Let's
That's
get back
huge.
to it.
What
I think
can you
Crowley's
what were the
about
percentages
to get
on
a
that
declared
vote that just
victory
came in?
here, if that's the case.
The
He's about to
Milwaukee
win.
update?
Yeah. The Milwaukee County update that we just got. What percent did he get? What percent did she get?
Let's check in on our $7
50%.
bet.
She got 35%.
Remember, we pulled out that 100, so we kept it. But
I mean, this is how much. It's astounding to me.
This is happening.
Given how much this vote, I think, comes from a different time in the campaign, that he did that well. He did better. He's running at 43.8%
we're up
countywide.
86 cents, guys.
And we're saying from
$10
absentee
is the
vote, he
ultimate
did 50%.
victory on this one.
That's crazy. I mean, that's
We're at
wow.
767.
Wow. I see. That blows my mind.
Yeah,
but
it defies me too, because again, like what he's saying makes a lot more sense, which is like, if that's a mail-in vote that they were voting in July, this guy wasn't even in the election. Now you're telling me that the mail-in vote that's coming in from July is voting for a candidate that wasn't on the ballot yet? Like, Hong might have a legitimate concern with a recount here, but again, her chances at a recount are dwindling because right now she's down to 0.6% more, and she isn't allowed to even do a recount.
If that is foreshadowing what is to come from the city of Milwaukee.
7,000 votes ahead now
versus city.
as the
although
mail-in vote comes in.
I don't know that we were seeing a huge difference between the two. I see another update just came in for
Yeah,
Crowley.
it
what
was
was
about $7 extra dollars.
Iowa,
I'm
1,165 total
happy.
votes.
And I'll still
Crowley
win 3
wins
more today.
467, Hong 406.
I would have only won 3 or 4
Wow,
more
I
bucks,
think
so
we
it's
just
not
had a
really.
very major moment.
I'm glad I
But
sold
not
when I did. I
Iowa,
can keep
but
my money. Get my...
I'm still hung up on that because listen, if
But
the
that's what
central
I mean.
count
Like,
in
I don't
Milwaukee
understand.
goes
That doesn't make
anything
any sense.
like what we just saw.
How in the fuck is he getting that much of the mail-in vote if he wasn't even a candidate?
I think he opens this thing up, you know.
How is he getting the
There's
mail-in vote when he wasn't a
15-point
candidate?
margin.
That's so weird.
If he were to do that in central count, with 28,000,
She does have to fund it.
But
But it can be funded
if that were to
internally from the
replicate,
DNC.
It would net
So
him
they could give her money
4,200
to fund
additional votes, and this thing would move close to 7,000. That's a huge if, but just to give you a sense of it.
But they don't have
And
a lot
if
of
he then
money
got
either.
up
I don't think that they would
7,000,
let this happen
where
in a
could
primary. I think they're
she
just gonna call victory.
counter that? And again, where he just getting? He just something else just came in small, but I want to register
Again,
these.
another 3,000 though, almost now. If he goes up by more than 1%, then this is over.
Manitowoc.
Oh, Manitowoc.
Sorry about that. 798 votes. Crowley 348. Hong 246.
Up to 807 now, guys. 807 now.
It's
67%, 77% shot of winning
if he
now.
were to, we're saying 14,000 currently. Did we just get a slight Dane update? I see four, or we just
Kornacki
changed the. We
2028?
just
That would be a solid one.
adjusted the expected a little.
Might
I'm seeing.
be.
I'm seeing.
I'm falling in love with the guy tonight.
14,000 expected
The
here.
guy's on my side tonight.
Right. So like
Independents are in the
if
chat
if
tonight,
Hong were to
guys.
win that by.
Just the people
for best
fascinated
updates
with
have been
politics
about
in general are watching this.
15, 20
Everyone else
points.
went
Say
to
it was
bed
20.
under team blue, team red.
You know, she could.
What the fuck? This is so
she
crazy.
could knock 2,800 off. You know,
Even if you
which
are a
we
team
currently
blue or
would
team red,
right,
I'm
that's
telling
the thing,
you,
right?
part
like,
of you is
I think
independent if you are
if
actually
14,000
entertained
is
by
the,
what you're watching.
if 14,000 is the, you know,
high people,
is the actual remaining vote in Dane, and Crowley and Hong won it by 20 points, which I think is giving her a pretty, pretty generous,
spend that all on some fancy
kind of
record
what
player
if
deeds.
total
Yeah.
there.
Hey, so
that would
fun did the episode
basically
tonight with
wipe
that
to
bet.
0. Okay.
Got my $100 super chat from myself tonight, y'all.
Milwaukee
Woo!
central count numbers.
But
where we
big
just said
super chats from just
you know,
me and from
maybe the city
what was the other guy's name?
Isn't as friendly to Crowley
Captain
as
Obvious.
the
Captain
outlier.
Obvious and
I don't
just
know,
me with the
but
big
he just
huge
won
super
the
chats over
outlier
the
in
last
that
2
update.
weeks. Really
15
helping
points.
the channel out.
You know, if he won 28,000, a batch of 28,000 votes by 15 points, he nets 4,200.
Yeah, I
if he
think
wins
he's
it
gonna
by
pull this, like,
half that, he still nets
The
2,000.
fact that
so
that's
it's
the
like,
mail-in vote and it's coming
kinda
in
like
his
best
favor,
case
that's
Hong,
fucking insane.
Dane
But it shows
wipes
you
this to even
inner city black
statewide.
guys don't
And
vote
now
for anybody
I think something
but the black
surprising
guy.
would have to happen with that vote by mail,
That's what's
early
going
vote
on.
Milwaukee, for that not to immediately, for when it comes in, to then put Crowley back up by some number of votes in the 4 digits. And then what's left?
Should have bet your saves. Everyone should have bet their savings
Winnebago,
tonight.
where I
Guys,
do suspect.
I put $5 on her, or $5 on Crowley, and then I sold when it was at 75% chance. Right now it's back up to 75% chance. It's exactly where I was when I sold it. And if you would have put $100 on that, you would have gotten a payout of like $2,500. That's how low the odds were of him winning this election. If you would have put a $100 bet in tonight on Crowley and left it ride until the very end when he gets 100% and you win. If Crowley wins and you would have put $100 on when I started this live stream, you would have ended up with $2,500. Pay your fucking rent.
I keep
y'all.
saying this.
What the
Again,
fuck?
could be wrong. We're making kind of on-air guesses
no
here.
mortgage this
I do
month.
suspect the 12,000 there in Winnebago
That's the real communism.
are more are
the
gonna
betting market
mimic
of America.
what we had in Brown. Suspect. I don't know.
I do have an update from Milwaukee
Makes
County.
me want. I
am
wish
just,
I put more on him. I only
spying
put
on one of the
$5
local
on him,
news
and I made
broadcasts.
$100.
That was
It's fucking insane.
They were streaming
The
live
odds
from
were
inside
insane on
the
this
central
guy.
counting location, and they're now outside. So it's possible these These votes are making moves.
Wait. The people broadcasting have been moved outside?
There was a camera, and they were watching them process the ballots inside a location. Remember, they have to bring it from the one location to the other.
Right.
That camera's now outside, so.
Okay. This is like waiting for the Pope, right? You're looking for the...
With the fucking the smoke that comes out of the chimney.
Smoke.
That's the update I have. Yeah.
The cameras are now outside.
But yeah, I just that update that.
We just got another one from Grant
What if you
County.
put $100? No, if you put $100 on David Crowley to beat Francesca Hong tonight, you would have ended up with $2,500 in your pocket right now.
Yeah.
Another 750 votes. Crowley 349, Hong 210.
Yo, I might have found my new source of income, y'all.
If you're Hong,
just gotta bet on these fucking markets.
You need.
I just made $100 out of $5.
What would
That's
you need a
these goofballs had no idea what was coming.
Number.
There was no
can we
way
make a
that
case for why
Wisconsin
that
was
would
going to let
happen? I
this
guess
happen.
the case we would make is city of Milwaukee as opposed to one of the sort of inner
If I put $100
suburbs
on
of
JD?
Milwaukee County.
that's
So
what you meant.
it can be much younger, right? Can be much more demographically friendly to Hong in that way. We find that these DSA candidacies take off.
If you put $100 on J.D. Vance to become the next president of the United States, you could potentially win $470. Not even fucking close to this one. Isn't that crazy? This one, if I put $5 in, I made $100. If you put $100 in, you'd have made $2,500 in one day. But if you vote for J.D. Vance and you put $100 on it, you can only make $450.
In the cities and not necessarily the inner suburbs of these places. So
this was a wild one. They really thought she was
we've
going
also
to win
found
this thing. They really did, and there's no fucking way.
Okay, but where's this is to go to or from?
This is to go from the place that they were kind of loading the ballots onto USB sticks or memory drives to the location that they can put them in the machine so they can be reported out to us here at 30 Rockefeller
Why can't they do
Plaza.
that in one place?
I don't know.
So wait, they just
Kornacki again. He did it again. This is the second time. First he's like, this mail-in vote, they were voting 2 months early. This is kind of crazy. And then here's Kornacki again going, why do they have to take a fucking microchip and walk across the street and plug it back in? Why can't they just tell us the fucking votes? Yeah, we've all been saying the same thing, my guy. Your network hasn't. Your network is against the Save America Act, but you continue all night long to perpetuate the exact reason why we need the Save America Act. This is crazy.
Is Shaq writing to you? Can you ask him how long would he estimate if they're now en route? How long till they actually tell us the number? Does he have?
Yeah.
Can he remember?
I can ask him.
Okay. He knows. He's lived through the joy of this. But
I love
yeah,
Steve
Hong would
Kornacki, me
need.
too.
I think she clearly
Bro,
I think
was
she needs to
legit
win
as
it.
fuck. Bro's just blowing up the fucking.
And maybe
it's
it
like,
is.
what the
Maybe
fuck's
it's
up with this
totally
election? It's
different
kind of
than
weird. It's like,
maybe,
no, you're not supposed to say
the
that
gap
on there.
I'm sitting here saying I think in Winnebago County there's going to be like a small town city divide. So maybe there is here too with this vote. But as you can see, look, just this number can change.
Is that other dude one of the
It hasn't moved
Duggars?
that much in our estimate. Yeah.
I had two updates, one from Shaq and one from the decision desk.
Okay.
There was about a 30-minute gap between when it left the city location to the county location before it got reported out to us.
Okay. Thank you, Shaq. That would take us to 12:30. Okay.
Okay. So about a half an hour is when they're expecting to get that.
Did you say two updates?
Oh, and both the decision desk and Shaq wrote to me with that same
update.
So I'm trying to attribute to them both.
Same update.
Thank you for helping me out.
Thank you,
guys.
decision desk, too. Yes. But right, I think you can see that the 14K, give or take, left in Dane is probably not going to be enough for Hong to erase this. I think you can also see, but, 14K there plus potentially the 12K in Winnebago can certainly get her close. The problem she has then is that you're just seeing this trickle. You just watch this number. You've seen it, right? It's this trickle from the rest of the
he
state
gets
is going to
0.5
continue.
more percent, it's fucking
so
over,
if
guy.
she were to, get a big
can't
jump
even
from
get the
Madison, a
recount
big
back.
one from Winnebago, and essentially wipe that out, I don't know if it would quite do that, but let's say it did. What just happened is going to keep happening, from around the state, which means she has to win this. Hong has to win this.
We're going to not know that for about another half an hour, basically. There's not going to get another update for about a half an hour because, as they were just saying, they need to take the fucking computer chips and drive them 30 minutes away to another location to plug them in so that they can send them to Decision Desk HQ, which is what MSNBC and Steven Crowder and others pay for, like $100,000 a year, to be able to get the reporting of the actual numbers. So I don't know why they had to drive 30 minutes away. Steve Kornacki made that same exact excuse. Let's look at House Dems today. Leader Jeffries holds press conference on ICE detention centers.
There's more than...
Let's take a look at this real quick, and then we will be back to Kornacki in like 5 minutes. We'll keep bouncing back and forth, but most likely we're not going to know until about 11:30, guys, about 30 minutes until we're going to get either a victory party or shit's going to get even more weird. So stay with us. Let's pull up Jeffries here.
Unity to hear directly from Mr. Leader able and the street alone.
Where is he? There he is.
Thank you, Congresswoman Mejia, for your tremendous leadership and advocacy during this fraught moment, for extending the invitation to me to sit and talk, along with Congresswoman Rob Menendez, with families in your community, families in the state of New Jersey who've been subject to
She's going to come out with the every count counts bullshit.
Unjust.
Let me check and see if either one of them spoke. They're not going to cover that on NBC, but they will cover that locally through C-SPAN. So let's see if either one of them went out yet.
Menendez for his tremendous leadership. And
it's only 11 in Wisconsin right now.
And the Calvary Baptist Church family for hosting us, as well as all of the members of the clergy who are here for continuing to be a shelter in the time of storm. Taxpayer dollars should be used to make life more affordable for the people of this community, this state, and throughout our country. Instead, taxpayer dollars are being used by ICE and Donald Trump's violent mass deportation machine to brutalize and kill American citizens and law-abiding immigrant families. Donald Trump lied to the American people. He said that immigration enforcement in this country was going to target the worst of the worst. That's not what has been happening. Immigration enforcement, ICE's violent, out of control, and unhinged behavior are targeting people who are paying taxes, people who are homeowners, people who are raising families in this community and all across our country. ICE's violent behavior is targeting business owners, job creators, people who are contributing to the local economy, to the state economy, and to the country's economy. Donald Trump lied to the American people. He's hurting the American people. And the behavior that ICE is engaging in is inconsistent.
Okay. We got two little updates from the campaign trail. One is, the first that we got up is Donald Trump spoke to reporters outside of the Patriot games after he left late tonight. So let's pick this up. We got a few comments from Donald Trump here. We will get back to Kornacki and see what's going on there, but it's looking more and more like Hong is going to lose this election, guys. Let's pull in real quick, though. We have two different things. One is we have the governor on the Republican side of, so we got this guy, we got My Pillow guy. What else we got here? And then Trump speaks. So let's check this out. And then we got Amy Klobuchar speaks. Is that it? Is that all we got? Senate Angie's. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. So let's go to President Trump first here.
Country, and we had a great time in Ohio, a fantastic time in Ohio. The country's doing well. The stock market's fantastic record. We have 79 records so far in a short period of time. More people are working right now in the United States than ever before, and prices are dropping fast. Iran is going fine, going just absolutely fine. We totally control the Strait of Hormuz. We have control over it. Nobody else, only us. Our Navy is unbelievable, and things are going great for our country. Go ahead.
Mr. President, can you tell us about your ride on the airport catering truck in Turkey? Why did you need to do that?
Well, it's only up to Secret Service. I just follow what they'd like to do. Yep. So I go by Secret Service and the military. They wanted me to go on a different flight, a different plane, equal safety, but they wanted me to do it, so I do it. I do what they say.
Why did they want
I do what they say. Yeah, I would too if I got shot in the ear.
I guess there was a threat out there. I didn't really ask too much about it.
Yeah, I didn't ask
I get a lot of threats.
I was saying, bro.
I heard. Good.
What are you going to do to help her get over the finish line?
Well, she just called me to thank me for the endorsement, and it's great that she's doing so well, and she's a very good woman, and she's got good genetics because she's related to Lindsey, who's a real professional. So we'll see. I'm going to call her right now. She just called me 2 minutes ago. She won by how many points?
Well, not yet, but she's clearly victor as a proposal.
She's definitely in a runoff, and that's good. That's what you want.
You campaign for her down in South Carolina?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
On the turkey
I mean, just so you understand, I like the other people in the race also. They're all Trump. I mean, they're all Trumpers, but, you know, I endorsed her. I think she's great. It's really in honor of her brother, and she's really a very smart woman. You know, Lindsey loved his sister. More than anything else, he would tell me about his sister, that she's just outstanding. He actually said, she's better than him. That was hard for Lindsey to say. So she's out there. She's doing a great job.
Mr. President, you've mentioned 2028 several times in the last few weeks. At the dinner you put on a Trump 2028 hat. Are you serious about taking the third term?
Everybody asked me that question, and you know that the law is very strong on that. I'd love to run, but the law is very strong. I get asked by well, even tonight they're screaming at the event, 2028. Now, everybody wants me to do it, but the law is very strong. Thank you very much.
The law is very strong? That doesn't sound like you know. That's not a no.
Flew out of Turkey with press and with White House officials on it. How much?
Well, this one went over to England, where it was shown to the soldiers.
It's still at risk, even though
No, I know, but this one went over to England because the soldiers wanted to see it. And it stopped, and they showed it to the soldiers, and we did a switch over there. And it was really as per the military, and I just have to do what they say. They go for safety, and I have to do what they say.
Why was it too dangerous for you to fly on Air Force One, but
Well,
not
I don't
too
know.
dangerous
I
for the
think
press?
actually the plane that I flew on was at greater risk.
Why do you say that?
Because that would be the plane I think that they would be more likely to go for.
What? That doesn't make any sense, bro. I got on a different plane because it was scarier.
I have a lot of threats. I have a lot of threats that you don't know about. Any consequential president has a lot of threats. Non-consequential presidents don't get threatened. And I think that I'm maybe the most consequential president.
How close is Iran to pulling something off?
There's nobody who's done more than me in a period of almost 6 years. There's nobody.
Were you worried about a shoulder-fired missile?
I don't worry about anything, to be honest. Whatever it is, you don't.
I don't worry about anything, to be honest.
I don't trust Iran. Why? Are you saying I trust Iran? I'm the last person to trust Iran. They've lied to me constantly. We have total control over the Hormuz Strait right now. They don't have control. We have total control. We own it. And at some point, maybe they'll do something and then they get blown away. But right now, we're in a very good position. We have a country that has been the bully of the Middle East for 50 years. It's really 51 if you think about it, right? We've been saying 47 for 4 years. and they're no longer the bully of the Middle East. Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, so we got that one down, guys. Let's go back into Kornacki. Let's see if we got anything going on the election.
1,000?
That's right.
That's wow. I mean,
he's up by 3,000
now. The Hong
now.
math. This is so important to the Hong math.
The Hong math.
The well may be dry for her in Dane County.
Yep.
That's
it.
Wow.
There's only 1,000 votes out left.
The only precinct that I don't see as reported on the Dane County website is one precinct in Madison.
It's in Madison. Could be. Do you have the precinct results in front of you, or like?
Yeah.
Give us a sample of how many votes. Can you see like a really good precinct for her? How many raw votes? How many votes did she get versus him?
Yes. So, trying to find one. Yeah. So like here's Madison 72, and the precinct we're missing is Madison 74. Madison 72, she got 359 votes. He got 156 votes.
So 200.
Madison 73, she gets 658 votes. He gets 321 votes. Those are like some of the neighboring precincts.
So they do vary in size a little and turnout. Look, be super generous, 350 votes. You know, she may be able to knock from what's left in Dane County, okay, she may be able to knock 350 votes off this total. That's it. A minute ago, we're sitting here thinking there's 14,000 votes left, and she could take a big chunk of this.
Yeah,
okay?
there's not.
No longer. Now we're saying that maybe she's able to take what is currently a 33-81 deficit, and like best case, she knocks that down to 3,000 flat with what's left in Dane. Okay. 12,000 in Winnebago.
It does look like the Milwaukee city votes have arrived at the county location.
Are you back watching the video?
I'm watching the video.
So describe it, narrate it. What's going on?
There's a woman at a desk doing some paperwork.
Well, how do you see the votes coming in? Where do you...
They'll put them. I'm sure they're doing the paperwork to the machine.
I'm sure they're doing it. Why is there what?
Estimates another 25 minutes.
I like Shaq's estimate better. That takes us to 12.
Wow,
that's
what
the
the
best I got
fuck,
for you.
guys?
I will let you know if
That is crazy. That is crazy. I want to see if we can get an insurgence into our live stream, guys, of more people watching us, okay, with the winning the wars. Yes, they are. They're just delusional. We're going to look at some of the campaign speeches from the rest of the night, Mr. Mike Pillow himself, etc. But I'm going to drop off this live stream right now. Double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe, everybody, and I will be back in a moment with part 3 as we go in and we find out for the last 20 to 30 minutes here if Hong is actually going to lose this election. Stay with us, everybody. I will be back very soon with part 3 of tonight's coverage of the election. Let's see if we can get a big, huge insurgence of live streamers here. Stay around the channel. Double tap, hit that like button, hit subscribe. I will be back in 3 to 5 seconds. So go onto that channel page. Get ready to log into it as soon as it goes live. I will be back very quickly. And let's see if we can get over 100,000 on this third part. Here we go. I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Also, Marco Rubio won another one. Marco Rubio wins another one. Another one. All right. Back soon. Bye.